Time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, called Sugar Spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Alrighty, here we go. Welcome to the KVJ Show. It is Thursday. What the heck is going on, everybody?
Hello, welcome to Thursday, Kevin.
Yes. Getting there.
Black's a good color on you, Kev. I meant to tell you that before.
It's my favorite color.
Yeah, it looks really good on you.
Yeah, it's what us white boys need.
You're kind of taking Virginia's act.
It's slimming.
It is, yeah. It's kind of a power color. It's like, don't mess with me. You know, I need a little bit of edge to me as well because I don't have that. So it really kind of gives me everything I don't have.
Yeah.
So that's why I love the color black.
Fake it till you make it, baby.
That's what I'm doing.
Are we still living in a time where the black and blue is a faux pas? Because I used to do that all the time as a kid, and people would go, "You look like a walking bruise."
Yeah.
Is that still a...
I think you have to look at it on a case-by-case basis. So if you wear dark on the top and dark on the bottom, I mean, it's not totally uncool. You can like mix it up with some accessories and maybe a belt, but you just don't want to be like, you know, all one color. And then you look like Johnny Cash.
I like a one-color outfit.
Blue on blue, I think, is real. Yeah, that's where you don't look like a blueberry.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Yeah, you'll be done. And then as soon as you figure out fashion, will change.
Yeah, do you?
That's it.
That's what I do.
That's
Do
it,
you?
man.
I love the shirt you got on today.
You liked it the last time I wore it. I got it
fun.
I got it at Walmart, and it is. It's got one of those built-in pockets at the bottom, so it looks like you have a belly, even if you don't. So I'm fatter. I'm looking fatter than I am.
It gives you a bonus fupa.
It's
nice.
It really, I'm not that fat.
So you have slimming wear, and then you have the stuff that goes the other way, huh?
Yes.
You look like you got a kangaroo pouch.
I mean, it does. I look like I put a tire around my stomach.
You could put Rocco in that thing.
Yeah, it's bulky at the bottom. I don't know. It's Walmart, dog.
Yeah, okay. you know what? From your chest up, you look great.
Walmart's not known for their tailored pieces.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, our camera views are from the nipples up. So if you'd like to see our nipples or our face, you can plug into KVJ TV right now. Go to kvjshow.tv.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you got in your mind today, Jay Bird?
In my old age, I'm trying to learn certain things, and the one thing I feel like I'm learning or kind of just notice a lot of times when people come to you about their problems or their situations that they're struggling with, they don't want advice. They kind of just want a lending, just an ear. They just want to hear and rant and get it kind of out. Do you guys experience that too? Do you kind of feel the same way?
Yeah, sometimes. I think people already kind of know what they're going to do, and they just want an ear. They just want a little therapy session.
Because when I was younger, someone would start ranting, and I would try to fix their problem and get involved and give advice, and then they would get annoyed with me, and I realized just shut up and listen. So that's what I tried to do now. If someone's got a problem, and I know somebody that was bitching and moaning, I was just listening and listening. And
Thank you for listening to me.
It was not Virginia, but she could insert.
I did bitch and moan at you this week.
And I think I tried to give advice, and you yelled at me, and then I backed away. So. Yeah. I'm still learning. So, yeah, I was fresh off a Virginia rant. So I go into yesterday's rant going, just listen, Bird, just, chill. And they kept on asking me for advice. I finally go, if they're going to ask me, I will give advice. So I gave them the advice, and I told them what I thought the issue was. And then they yelled at me and got mad at the advice I gave them. So I think the lesson learned here is I think people just want to rant and just listen. Because I told the person, I go, do you really want me to be honest with you?
You're the problem.
Well, I just said, I think you are on social media too much, and I think you are exposing yourself a little too much on social media, and it's just opening you up to a lot of stuff that I think is causing you some issues. And then that led into, well, do you think I'm the same type of person that you guys make fun of in Facebook phishing or digital drama? I said, no, it's not that level. I go, but if you keep doing the things you're doing, It's why you're having problems, and they just did not want to hear that. They wanted it to be someone else's fault and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, why did I have to give advice? I should have just shut up and go. You're right. You aren't the problem. It's everybody else.
Some people in this world can't be helped, my friend.
Well, if you want to rant, that's fine. But if you start asking for advice, then now you're letting me. Because then if I don't give advice, I'll feel like a jerk.
They
for
tricked
ignoring.
you into giving them advice that they weren't ready to hear.
Yeah, I think sometimes someone wants you to pile on the situation, even if you don't agree with it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
No, I don't agree with you.
No, I don't do that either. If I don't agree with somebody and they ask me what I think, like even if they're like a close friend, I'll tell them how it is, and they'll get butthurt.
Well, that's exactly what happened. I was just going to just shut up and listen and let them go, and then they kept asking and pushing and going, well, I'm going to be honest with you.
That's awkward.
It was very awkward, and it still is. But that's really what's on my mind.
Yeah.
I feel bad about it. I hate those kind of moments in my life, and I'm trying to get better as I go on.
I've had situations like that, and after talking with the person, I could tell that they truly weren't open to advice. They're looking for validation.
Right.
And
That's the difference.
Then I just kind of stepped back, and I was like, yeah, I don't really have anything for you.
That's really what it came. I'm like, I ain't got nothing for you.
And I wish you would lose my number.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that. I just stop bringing me into your problems. Unless you want my help.
I'm going to put you in my phone as headache.
Well, just don't give me problems. They left and it gave me a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I know you always love to find a new Italian restaurant, Jay Bird, especially a pizza place.
do.
I'm asking you if you're familiar with this place up in Tequesta by me called Volcanoes.
No.
So I took Rocco there yesterday, and it really does look like they haven't updated anything since the 80s, and I love that.
I love it.
It's so charming. When you walk into this little place, I kind of can't believe I haven't been there before because I've seen it a million times. It's right next to this place called Rock the Spectrum where I take Rocco to go. It's an indoor play place. But we went yesterday to go indoor play, and they were closed for renovations. So I'm like, hey, Rocco, let's go get you a pizza. So I took him over there for a pizza and an espresso, and it is so charming. I brought you some
How's
pizza.
he like espresso?
He loves espresso.
Does he really?
Yes, this kid loves coffee.
That's very interesting.
He loves espresso. He loves it.
Oh, thank
how old?
you.
He's 7.
He's 7. You have a 7-year-old that loves espresso.
Loves it. If I've set down a coffee anywhere in the house, he will come along, chug it, and put the cup back, and then I'll come along and be like, did I drink that?
Oh, Suits, make sure you get that on KVJ TV. She looks real nice.
You and Rocco get your pizza the same way, extra sauce and just cheese. And so I brought in some extra for you. I wanted you to try it and tell me what you think.
I appreciate that. Thank you. That whole cheese extra sauce really fires up some people. They go, you can't put too much gravy on the pizza. It ruins the authenticity.
There's not too much gravy.
I gravy it up.
He's a saucy man.
And I've been told I'm a bad Italian, so if bad Italians I guess we like too much sauce? Who would have thought that, right?
I think sauce should never be with limitations. If you love more sauce, you should be able to get more sauce.
Was Fat Kevin a big pizza lover?
Yeah, I loved it.
How would a Fat Kevin prepare his pizza? The one you would love the most.
Well, there are two kinds. You had Pete's Crossing, or you had the stuff you would get at the store. And I remember I'd have a lot of the French bread pizzas. That'd be a big thing I would do. Red Baron was the name of it.
I just had French bread the other night.
Yeah.
Stouffer's, and I was in a hurry, and I did it in the microwave, and it was the grossest dining experience I've had in 2022.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever really grew up with good pizza, honestly, looking back, but I still loved it.
Yeah. Hey, look, I said I hated the Pizza Crossing.
Yeah.
Both times I went there, it was packed. So
yeah, I mean, when you don't know any better, it's still
right.
I mean, if you're in a town, and honestly, my area is not known for cuisine. They don't have good food.
That's the best they got.
Yeah, it is. So you didn't know anybody. I mean, you have to eat, right? So It's you like the best of the worst.
It is crazy that Pizza Crossing was voted #1 in all of Ohio.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I wish you would have brought some back. I want to taste how bad it was.
It wouldn't have been. It would have traveled way too long, and it was so heavy. I don't know if it would have got through the security. It was the heaviest pizza.
It put my bag over its weight limit.
I brought it. We brought it back to the hotel, and it did. It felt like a bowling ball.
I'm sure that
tough.
sits well in your
It
abdomen.
didn't, man. We were all kind of moving around real slow the next 2 days.
Why am I like a turtle?
What I got on my mind here today, I'm always reading stuff for the show, and throughout the years, just reading all these different little things about germs and whatnot, I become very germ conscious. I wouldn't say that I'm a germ-ophobe, but I'm always aware of germs. So especially when I went through the airport last week to and from Chicago, it's one of those things that's on my mind, making sure that with the tray tables, I'm trying to touch this way and do that. And if I have to touch my face, I'm doing it with my sleeve. And, so I kind of look like a madman anytime I'm flying. And one thing that's kind of been bothering me too, I've been reading a little bit about washing your hands. And I know that it's very good to do, but there's some things that are bad when you wash your hands. What got in my head last was hearing about how those air dryers are just blowing bacteria all over your hands. And then oftentimes when they did research, people were leaving the bathrooms with dirtier hands than if they hadn't washed them at all.
Because those Dyson blowers are blowing all the bacteria onto your hands after you've washed them.
And I know you get shamed if you don't wash your hands, but I got to admit, there are some times that I am now leaving bathrooms if I'm just using the urinal and I try to stay drip free and get out the door and then find hand sanitizer or have hand sanitizer on me and stay away from that, because I always see there's puddles of standing water, which I know is attracting bacteria all around the sink. You have people doing things to the soap dispenser sometimes, and you don't know what the heck you're putting on your hands there. And then if there's a place that only has the hand air dryer, this is the problem that I had at the airport. Was one place didn't have any paper towels, which is what I typically like to use. And so if I see paper towels, I'll usually wash my hands. But if it's only a hand dryer, that's a problem. So what I was doing, I would still wash my hands, but then they were all drippy. And I would then maybe kind of lightly, I'd wring them out a little bit, which is flinging bacteria everywhere, and then I'd dry them on my pants.
Shake and pat.
Yes, but now what I'm reading today,
Oh, no.
here's the latest on this. If you've been trying to figure out how to do it like me,
I've been doing the shake and pat.
Okay. Experts are now claiming that not drying your hands can be just as bad as not washing them at all. So here I am. Here I am today with, I've gradually gotten away, and I'm sliding back from washing your hands because I know of all the bacteria in that sink area you're putting back on your hands, and you actually walk away worse than if you hadn't gone at all. And now this is really just kind of reconfirming. And here's the other problem. If you're like me and you're patting your hands on your pants, you're actually picking up more bacteria from your pants. Because you think about all the things you've touched. If you've been on a plane, especially sitting there and touching bacteria, you got a lot of bacteria on your pants.
Public bathrooms are the worst, man. They are so gnarly.
Yeah.
And to your point with the soap dispenser, there was a time back in school where people were doing bad things. They were doing #1 in the soap dispenser. So when you would use it.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
That person deserves a throat punch.
It was a thing.
I've really kind of come to the place now where my thinking is set that I don't know how often I'm going to be washing my hands, and I'm going to always have the hand sanitizer right there. I do right here in the studio. So when I come back in, because our soap smelled like tin.
It did.
And that freaked me out. Our bathroom soap. And just touching everything, I'm like, it's so gross. So I just try to beeline keeping my hands in like a pterodactyl. And then I come in here and I get my hand sanitizer, and then that's really where I'm washing my hands. And I'm feeling like that right now is the best way to go.
At one point, Kevin's right. The soap smelled like tin, and that it was like rotting tin. It was off, man. It was gross.
Yeah.
I'll pass.
Yeah. Well, let me wash my hands with that.
What kind of metals am I now putting on my skin?
Well, then
No,
we also
exactly,
have
and they
those,
absorb all that.
yeah, with those mats underneath the urinal. Like, I don't get the strategy.
Yeah, it's not. Trust me, I get skeeved out every time I walk in our bathroom
Being
because
a
I just.
human is so gross.
It is, and when humans have to share something,
Yes.
it just goes.
Yeah, it is rough. So for anyone who is germ conscious like I am, that is kind of the latest on picking up germs as you're washing your hands trying to escape the bathroom. He finally did it. He tried since week 1 and failed. And then he just hasn't had the gumption to go back, but he finally did with his dad to the theater to see Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, goodness.
People are waiting to hear what your review is of this summer blockbuster.
Me and my dad had the same exact grade because, I always like to ask everybody, what's the Rotten Tomatoes score you'd give it?
Yeah.
We both give it we liked the movie a lot.
Good,
We definitely
okay,
did.
good.
I would give it a B+. I thought the nostalgia was great. It was shot amazing. Me and my dad thought, I don't want to give any spoilers out to anybody who hasn't seen it, so I'm about to say something.
Maverick dies.
Well, I don't know what to say, Kev. I don't know. Should I not give my opinion about the spoiler? Because this would be a spoiler.
It's been out a good while. Just, let people know. Hey, tune back in here in about 30 seconds if you don't want to know anything about this movie.
I thought it was really good, but I thought it would have been just a little bit better if they would have killed Maverick and Goose's son at this. End it with that. They nailed it. They did all that stuff because everyone thought they were going to make it. If you would have done that, I would have given it a higher grade.
I would have given it a lower grade.
Really?
I didn't want that. No.
Yeah.
I did not want them to die because I saw that, and I mean, you gut wrenched me and gut punched me with Goose in the first one, and if I kind of thought maybe they would do that, I would have liked it less. I feel like enough.
I think me and my dad are definitely the minority. I think people want to see the happy ending, but I thought it was so cool because it was that impossible mission. They nailed it. Mm-hmm. It just would have. I don't think the audience would have seen it coming, and it would have been whoa. But I thought it was a really, really good movie, and I'm glad I got to see it with my dad.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That's good. You went with it. So you did like everything else. That's the only thing that's kind of dropping it to a B+ for you is where they left it.
I thought it was, again, I'm not trying to be a blowhard over here. I thought it was really, really good. And everything nostalgic is working great. And I kind of give credit to Cobra Kai because Cobra Kai, at least that was the first thing I saw where they were taking these old characters and they were inserting the old pieces and clips from the movie and television shows into that kind of stuff. So when you do see Top Gun 2, you're seeing old clips from the original movie.
It's smart.
It is really smart. And a lot of times in sequels, they would not do that. Cobra Kai did that really great, and so did Top Gun.
Well, I tell you why it's really smart when you do that, because you're playing into a situation like I have with my son, Cannon, because right before Top Gun Maverick came out, and he's 14 years old, knew nothing of it, had never seen the original Top Gun. So as father and son, we sat down and watched that movie and then went to go see the new Top Gun. And so what you're doing, which is really smart, you're getting all these additional views for the original movie. And there's value in all of that. So money is being made. It wasn't free. We didn't watch Top Gun for free. We had to pay that $3.99 to watch it. So, hey, if we were one of a million different father-son combos in America that did that, that's a good little chunk of money added on to everything else.
And look, I'm a little twisted with my thinking, so I get it. I know not everyone wanted to kill off Maverick and Goose's kid. I get it.
Yeah, well, if that's the only reason why you're dropping it down to...
I give it a solid...
Were there other things, other critiques you would say?
Yeah, but I give it a solid 85. It was a solid B+ movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a really good movie.
Did you like that Goose's son is still playing the piano to Hot Goodness Gracious, Great Balls of Fire? I wasn't sure I loved that.
Might have taken a couple points off.
Okay, all right.
Well, I don't want to be everyone. I always get critiqued about how I'm a blowhard. Oh, Bert, it's just a movie. I get it. Those kind of things sometimes make me cringe a little bit.
That to me felt like they were pulling a little too hard for the nostalgia and trying to make him too much like Goose, because I don't know of many 25-year-olds, because my daughter's that age, that are listening to, who was that? Who sang that song?
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Great, yeah. Great Balls of Fire.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the only thing for me. So maybe it's just him trying to connect with his dad, and that's the way he does it.
But I know why they're doing that. I get why they do it. It works. It works for everybody.
Yeah, that felt like almost a nostalgia step too far.
Look, I like when things have the M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end. That's the way I am.
Yeah, okay. I think I gave it, to me, I thought it was a solid A- to A. So I gave it a little bit of a higher grade, and maybe it's because of how it ended up.
It was a little predictable.
I gave it an A too. Magnolia saw it twice or 3 times, and she gave it an A, and her friends loved it too.
Yeah.
So it's translating to the younger generation. It's not just about people that are old like us and remember the original. I think, but people want a happy ending. People and Robert Kraft want a happy ending.
I think that's, and our entertainment does ebb and flow like that, where some people want, no, man, I'm just tired of all the happy endings. I think we're in a place right now where people are kind of swinging back to happy endings. In fact, I saw an article they did with Vince Gilligan. He's the guy that did Breaking Bad and then Better Call Saul. And they're the anti-heroes. You kind of root for them, but they're not good people. And he said, you know what? I kind of want to do something now with a real, genuine hero, like a real good guy. And he said, I think that our sensibilities are kind of set there right now because everything else is so negative and toxic, and so many people are turning out to be bad. How many heroes have we had that have fallen over the last several years that are now turning out to be the anti-heroes? Even a Will Smith who slaps the crap out of Chris Rock. You're like, oh, maybe he's not such a great guy after all. That I think we're all just really kind of striving for. Man, is there any good left in the world?
Yeah, look,
I want something happy.
Yeah, I'm not saying I wanted to make Top
Yeah.
Gun 2 at the end negative or anything. I just thought
Yeah.
it would have been a cool twist because they went to that mission. That it was impossible. They nailed it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm just
So oddly enough,
sick.
he actually remade Mission Impossible.
Look, I'm just a guy from Lake Park. What do I know?
Yeah, now I will tell you, because there is talk, you can't make a movie that makes this much money and then not make another one just like it.
There's definitely going to be a Top Gun 3.
And I'm already hearing the chatter about it, and whatever the kid's name is that plays the new Goose's son, I think he's kind of even teasing around with it. I'm not sure how I feel about it, because I'm afraid the third one, you're going to be like, gosh, man.
Maybe they killed him in the third one.
One step too far. Yeah, maybe. Maybe you'll get your wish after all. Yeah. Well, we got the parent-teacher conference thing going on tonight. It's kind of one of those rituals that you do where you get to meet your kids' teachers and you try to brown nose them and hope that they don't flunk your kid. It's kind of how it all goes down. That's going down for me tonight.
I like how your wife's coming in with gifts.
She is, yeah.
Love and well wishes.
Oh, yeah.
That is the way to do it.
She's so proud of herself. She put together basically, it looked like a tackle box, but it's got all these different compartments, and so she put different candies in each different compartment and some of those teacher needs. So
that is fresh.
it was pretty good. Yeah, it's kind of a little hack if you want to steal. I'm sure she probably learned it on TikTok.
They do so many great ideas on TikTok.
Yeah. So she probably got it there. So we're going in to do that and meet the teachers. And it's always kind of fascinating because, I admire teachers so much. And my wife's one. My mom was one. And, we were talking yesterday about how teachers have impacted and changed your life. 53% of people say that they've had a teacher that has greatly impacted their life, and it should be higher. And the one thing that I did notice, though, during the pandemic is just kind of listening in to my son's classes. Some of these teachers are kind of interesting and squirrely. And I kind of remember back to my day, I had some teachers that were kind of interesting and squirrely, did some odd things. If a parent were probably sitting there, you'd be like, wait, what are you doing? I remember I used to have teachers that would smell their shoes openly sitting there at their desk. And you're just like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, I had a teacher that was drunk for 2 years, and he taught me math. And it was true.
That's the problem.
He was really drunk, and he would put in his coffee. He'd get in people's faces and sing in their face as the booze is hitting him. And a girl finally defended herself and said, "Please stop singing in my face. You're making me uncomfortable." And then he screamed at her in front of the whole classroom.
Yeah.
He sounds fun.
He was awful. He was really bad, man.
So we've all probably had that weird, squirrely little teacher like that. And the other thing that I kind of noticed too, because history is kind of my thing. And so I just on my own free time, I'm reading and doing deep dives into history, and especially things that have to do with the Roman Empire and whatnot. And I remember during the pandemic, my son was in a history class and I could overhear what was going on. And I just kept hearing the teacher. I'm like, that's not right. No. I'm like, that's not. No, that's a bad fact. And so you don't know what to do, because do I want my son to pass the test, or do I want him to know the true facts? And so I didn't really say much, but it just kind of in my head, I'm like, all right, how much of what teachers teach is actually right? And did you ever get some bad facts back in school that years later you realize, wait a minute, that actually wasn't right?
All of the time. I had one teacher, she would always talk about George Washington cutting down the cherry tree, and she would say, this is historically factual. And some kid tried to argue with her saying, this is not a real story. This never happened. And she yelled at him. She made us write an essay about it, and it wasn't...
It turned out that never be true. Yeah, so you did an essay on fake news.
Yeah, but
bad facts.
She kept it's historically proven. What are you talking about?
Right.
Like, no, I don't think it is.
Where's this axe? Where was the cherry tree?
And
who watched it?
I had another teacher say she got into an argument with some kids because she said it was the Atlantic Braves and not the Atlanta Braves.
Oh.
We were going on a field trip, and she goes, "We're going to go see the Atlantic Braves play." And it's the Atlanta Braves. No, it's the Atlantic Braves. People are calling it the Atlantic Braves. We get there, go, see, it's the Atlanta Braves, and then she got all quiet. How did you not know that?
Did she think they were named after the body of water and not the town that they hail from?
But what didn't make sense is we were going to the actual place with tickets, and there was the names on the form, and she kept calling it the Atlantic Braves.
Yeah, I mean, hey, teachers are only human. I mean, look at how many times we get things wrong.
True.
But still.
I think they double down if they get called out in front of a group of people.
Whether they're a teacher, I mean, we have no credibility here.
No one's asking us to teach anything.
Right. So I just thought it was kind of interesting when we asked the question on the KVJ Show Facebook page, what were you taught in school that you found out later was false? So we got some interesting things on here, and a lot of people said this, but Alex had sounded off, said, blood is blue in the body and turns red when oxygen hits it. You remember hearing that?
I do remember hearing that.
Yeah, that is not true.
How did that get in?
I don't know. It's one of those weird things that you thought, like, no, I mean, blood is red in the veins. You can see it. And then people are like, no, it's actually blue. And then we all started believing that, and we were actually right originally when we were kids. So I don't know where it started or how it got around there, but yeah, that became like the common knowledge.
Why, when I look at my veins, do they look blue on my arm? But yeah, when you get your blood drawn, there's no oxygen hitting it.
Right,
it's coming out of a needle into a tube, and you can...
And maybe that's where the confusion came up, because you look at your veins and they look blue, and they're like, yeah, that's because the blood is blue. But that's not the right explanation as to why your veins do look blue when you look through your skin.
I'm so confused.
I just think we get a lot of things wrong as humans. I mean, all the time.
Yeah.
And if we don't know, sometimes we make stuff up.
We do. I think we get embarrassed when we get called out, and we just kind of double down on it.
I've seen adults do it.
I'm talking about adults. The Atlantic Braves, she was wrong.
Shayna said that Pluto was a planet. Well, I guess that changed later.
That did happen back in the day. Pluto was a planet, y'all. I'm 49 years old, and when I learned the planets, Pluto was the last one, but it was definitely one.
But that again proves my point. We don't know a lot of things that we think we do.
Why did they downgrade Pluto? I still don't get it.
I don't know, man.
Natalia said, remember that food pyramid that they did? And you said you needed like how many servings of bread, grain, and rice per day?
It was so carb heavy.
Yes.
It was.
Turned out later that was a little off.
Have some rice, have some bread, have some rolls. If I have all that, I'm going to be 400 pounds.
That's why I couldn't fit into my E.T. costume as a kid.
Nira said that camels use their humps to store water.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's not true, apparently.
What?
Yeah.
Well, what are the humps for?
Great question, Virginia. You
Are
have
they
to go
just
look it up.
Lovely lady lumps?
For twerking?
Sarah said, I was taught that your eyes are the same size throughout your entire life, that they never grow. As you're a baby, you're going to have the same size eyes at birth and death.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, because I think I had little eyeballs, right?
Right.
Your eyeballs grow.
Could you imagine if they stayed that tiny and then your head grew and your eyeballs didn't?
Well, doesn't everything grow?
Yeah, these little tiny eyes.
Why would your eyes be omitted from the ability to grow like everything else has?
Yeah, I think the only fun face fact is that your nose and ears don't stop growing. And so that's why later on in life you see older guys especially that have bigger noses and these long ears. It's because they don't stop.
Don't get pregnant, because sometimes I know, and it happened to so many people, I think me included, when you get pregnant, your nose grows and it don't go back.
I need to get pregnant. I need bigger nostrils. I want my nose to grow. And by the way, I would be a great pregnant woman for the first trimester.
I would let you carry my baby.
For the first trimester, I would be the best.
Bad facts you were given in school. Donna said that ducking under your desk doesn't save you from a nuclear blast.
And does it save you too from a tornado?
Yeah, they would do that as well.
Does it? Is that what you want to be?
I wouldn't say it saves you. I would say, and the reason why they did that, because we did the tornado stuff. I wasn't in the era of the nuclear blast because that's just kind of ridiculous. But the concept is, I think if something falls from the walls or the ceiling, comes down, that the desk, is a place that it might catch the debris so it doesn't hit you in the head and you don't have a pair of scissors coming down in your eyeball.
The nuclear blast thing, I feel like that should have given kids a lot of anxiety, but it was back in the olden times and you weren't allowed to be afraid, so they were just tough as crap.
Yeah, we think kids today have so much stress and anxiety because of TikTok, but yet our grandparents' generation, they had nuclear war as a threat every day.
Dude, they were hiding under a desk from a missile.
Yeah.
What? That's insane. That is insane.
And they'd always, I've seen one of those old commercials they used to show back in like the 50s, 60s, and it was like this missile, and then it had the blast. It was like,
Oh my gosh.
You want to talk about anxiety there, and that was real.
Could you imagine doing that drill? You're hiding under a desk because incoming bombs or missiles or nuclear blasts might happen.
I can't imagine why these kids all had a little bit of a twitch after.
But don't you dare show weakness.
Yeah.
Don't you dare be afraid.
No crying.
You got to go to the mill after this.
Bad fact that Aaron was given in school was that you run zigzag if you're chased by a gator. Okay.
So what do you do if I'm at the canal and this baby is sprinting towards me? What is my move?
Just keep running a straight line.
Just outrun that thing.
Just outrun
Just
it.
don't slip on your poo because I know you're going to mess your
Try to
pants.
get in a tree. Try to get in a tree.
Oh, I have to climb too.
Yeah, you gotta
Sprint
climb.
to climb.
Run to a.
So we need to do a gator drill. Is what we
Okay,
need to do.
I'm going to get a gator costume.
Yeah.
I don't hate
We'll
this.
put you in a chicken costume.
I do not hate this drill.
Yeah.
This is a drill we need to do.
Adrian said, you won't ever have a calculator in your pocket. It's what they said. Actually, I have a calculator in my pocket now, so that was a lie. Brian said, bad fact I was given in school is that you need to go to college to be successful.
To go back to that math thing, has the math game changed for the kids? Because back in the day, you were not allowed to use a calculator. It was considered cheating. Had it from the top of the dome.
No, Magnolia, one of her class supplies for the past couple of years has been this special, fancy, expensive, of course, calculator.
Yeah.
And they have to have it for their class.
What would I have done if I would have had a calculator? Maybe I wouldn't have been so bad at math.
You might have been a scientist. You might have worked for NASA. Who knows?
I might have finally been a C student in math if I'd have had a calculator.
They gave me a calculator and I was still bad.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be terrible at it.
And what were you taught in school that you found out later was false? Alexis said, just point at any random page in the U.S. history books. Don't even get me started on Christopher Columbus.
Oh, very
Discovering
controversial. Oh,
America.
yeah. The hot rod of anger, Virginia.
I know.
So there you go. Okay, who on the KVJ show do you think is most likely to not keep a secret?
Oh, I mean, it rhymes with Smersminja. It's without a doubt
Yeah, without-
Virginia.
We can just move on quickly on that one.
She's
Huh?
laughing because she knows it's true.
Yeah.
I am dying to tell someone. Just whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever she knows.
Whatever it is. I just can't
Can't
keep
wait.
it inside.
Can't wait.
I got to tell somebody. I don't have to tell everybody. I just got to tell somebody.
Just one person.
Even if it's only one.
Okay, who on the KVJ show is most likely to stress out about their hair? Oddly enough, I think it's probably me, right? Even
It
over
is.
Virginia?
Yeah.
I wear hats a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Virginia, you don't complain about your hair, really.
I mean, no.
You complain about everything else, but your hair, no. Surprisingly.
I'm going to get my hair dyed today because I do have gray roots, and that does
Okay.
suck.
Okay.
But my mom was almost completely gray at the age of 30, so I'm probably about half gray at this point.
Oh, boy, imagine that, Kev. You go gray. Oh, no. The dreaded gray.
You don't know what it's like to be a woman.
I do know what it's like to be. I know what it's like to have long hair. I'm long hair club, me and you.
That's right.
We've gone to the salon together.
Like two girlfriends.
I think it's Kevin, but you don't complain about your hair, but you worry about it.
Yeah, and honestly, the stress used to be a lot more for the old hair club days. So
Right.
there I would really stress about it. It was an ongoing thing. Yeah, and honestly, I got a little peace of mind now.
Yeah,
so.
you've taken measures to
Yeah.
make sure that you've relieved yourself of the hair stress.
Yeah, but it was stressful years as I just watched it continue to fall out. And I was like, oh, man.
And I'm not trying to just kiss your butt. It really does look good.
It pops.
It,
Yeah,
it
they
looks
do great
really.
stuff.
I mean, it looks like you never had a hair loss problem.
I know. It's crazy.
It is.
I am trying to kiss your butt, and you look like a supermodel.
Oh, thank you, Virginia. I'll take that. You don't have to hide it.
And I love your body, dog. I think it looks great and healthy. Yeah. And that beard's on point.
So nice. I'm so glad I did this segment.
Aren't you glad you came to work?
I
Building you up.
It's the best day ever. Okay, who on the KVJ show is most likely to ruin a road trip by complaining?
I don't want to pile on here, but
Oh, whatever.
dog, it's definitely you.
Shut up.
It is you, though.
We just took a road trip to St. Augustine. You had so much fun.
I did have fun. Because I had to drink to block out the complaint. No.
You were the one in the front seat complaining, I don't feel good.
okay. Well, 'cause
I think I got COVID.
I got COVID. I had COVID.
Well,
It wasn't complaining, he's just letting you know.
shake it off, crybaby.
That's my point. Shut up, you old bitch.
I'm up here just spewing out COVID.
Stop ruining my concert.
I stood up and go, I've got COVID, guys. And then sure's crap.
You had COVID. Yeah.
But you had COVID, and then you didn't give it to anybody else on the RV.
I look at that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, back me up here. Come on. I'm the only one giving this answer. It's definitely
Whatever. I am a dream on a road trip.
Nothing to complain about, huh?
She is fun. But the game, you have to give an answer.
Yeah. It's like who would most likely, let's say the snacks are not up to par, the
Maybe.
music's not up to par, the driving's not up to par.
I'm not saying I wouldn't complain. I would be probably third on the list. It
What?
What's the order?
It goes Virginia.
Uh-huh.
Then I think Suits. Then it's
Oh,
me.
whatever.
Oh, really? Suits is second. That's
Then
a
it's-
surprise.
Then it's going to be, I think, Denny's. Then it's going to be Kevin's going to be the last to complain on a road trip.
Yeah.
He's used to not getting what he wants.
You're right. It's
Yeah,
true.
I think
It's a big part of it. I've really come to grips with it.
I think you're just seasoned of God. I'm not going to get what I want.
He literally goes with the flow.
I'm going to
Yeah.
shut up and just look out the window.
I just found life is better that way.
I'm going to try to find joy in whatever happens to me.
Otherwise, I'm going to be fighting about everything every day.
Yeah, that's what happens, Kevin.
Who on the KVJ show is most likely to get lost at sea? Who do you think that would be? Is it Virginia again?
Well, Doc, she's lost us. We got lost out at sea that one time.
I did lose us out at sea. I was not familiar with the tide table off the Keys, and I just took a boat like I'd done it 30 times, never done it.
I'm not trying to turn this into a bloodbath or a pile on.
Should I just change this to it's going to be Virginia?
But she drove us into a storm. That's why I call her Captain Storms.
Yeah.
And it was during the time where her and Mariana, I mean, it was at the apex of their hatred. So it's me,
So
Virginia.
the clouds
and-
just over the boat were darker than the ones.
the storm was just over the boat. It
and
was,
then low tide happened. Which I was not familiar with all of these sandbars off the coast of Florida Keys.
yeah, we were stuck.
We got
Yeah.
stuck.
I'm
Beautiful.
a terrible swimmer. I thought about going overboard.
I remember that invite. You're like, hey, you want to come on a boat? I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea.
You're
Best
right.
decision you ever made.
You were right.
It was awful.
Well, I love the story when you guys came back. I'm like, thank God I didn't go.
Oh, it was terrible.
We had to call the guys from the boat rental place, and they had to come bring out a fleet of wave runners to pull us off this sandbar we were stuck on. I had us on about 6 inches of water.
And it was hot on the boat, and not because it was hot outside, because of the heat of their hatred towards each other. It's just,
And it's just you.
yes.
That's terrible. All right. And finally, who on the KVJ show is most likely to resist arrest from a police officer?
Good Lord.
Is it Virginia again? Or?
No.
No, it's not. You're
I
saying
don't think
definitely
so.
not.
You don't think so? That's what murderers say. I don't think I killed her.
Well, it all depends. I mean, am I intoxicated?
Well, yeah.
But maybe why you have the altercation in the first place.
I'm just, okay, just picture this, Virginia.
See, no, I really don't think I would do that.
Picture this, okay?
Nice.
Picture that. Remember that one time we were at, I forget where you kind of got into a little spat with a listener, and you thought she was telling you to go get on the pole and dance, and you kind of misconstrued the whole situation. If the cops would have came and put you in, or tried to say you were wrong and try to arrest you, I think it might have gone south.
I don't know, bro. As soon as I see the badge, I straighten up. I'm not going to fight with a cop.
I'm not saying you'd want to fight with a cop. I just think there would be so much going on.
You and I are in a dead heat tie on this one.
You think me?
Yeah.
You're up there. You're up there.
Any given night.
You get sassy pants every now and then.
I do.
Saucy and sassy.
I do. I admit it.
Yeah.
It might be me.
It's close.
It's close.
At least this one's not a slam dunk, Virginia.
I get a little bit like, whatever, officer. I am just here to not be in trouble.
Okay.
She turns a good, innocent girl.
Instantly.
I don't. You're right. It's me then. All right, I'll take the loss.
Oddly enough.
I'll take the
Yeah.
loss. I'll take it.
I talked you into it.
But I don't want the fuzz. Profile me as a hothead.
None of us in our right minds would be disrespectful.
No, never.
But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, if we were intoxicated and making bad choices, it may go
Like
down.
anyone on the show is ever intoxicated making bad choices.
But she's right though. I know.
It's just every weekend.
If I feel like I've been called out for something I didn't do,
yeah.
and I've been
You
drinking,
get defensive.
I will get defensive, and I turn into my mom a little bit.
Okay.
But a drunk version of my mother, which nobody wants. She didn't drink.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Mom. Sorry.
I'm glad we worked all this out.
Yeah.
It's you.
I need therapy.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, we were very sad to see that indeed the rumors were true. Sylvester Stallone and his wife of 25 years, Jennifer Flavin, have filed for divorce. Oh man, we hoped it wasn't true because Sly is now a Palm Beach resident, and there's been so many encounters that our listeners have reached out to us and told us about where they've met Sly over on the island, at a hotel, at a restaurant, on Worth Ave, and he was just so cool, so accommodating, taking pictures, just being a sweetie to the fans, and it made us really excited to think that, wow, he's going to be here local amongst us. I was really upset when I read in the divorce filing that Jennifer is accusing Sylvester Stallone of mishandling their marital assets. Now, he is denying it, but she says she wants an order to keep him out of their Palm Beach home. Apparently, she wants that to be her residence.
Oh, really?
Which means that he would probably not be living in Palm Beach anymore.
Oh, wow.
And that makes me so sad because I'm sorry, Jennifer. I'm sure you're a lovely person, but I'm not here for you to be the resident that wins that
we
house.
wanted Sly, not
We want Sly.
Jennifer.
No
Oh,
offense
wow.
to Jennifer. I'm
Yeah.
sure she's great. We want Sly to be the Palm Beach resident.
Don't let him get down, Rocky. Get back up with that mat. He's been knocked down before.
He is not going to want to buy a house on Palm Beach if the court says that she gets the house on Palm Beach. He's probably just going to be like, oh, forget it. I'll go back to L.A.
Well, I know he listens to the show.
He does.
He's a big fan of our program.
I've heard.
There's a couple houses on my street for sale, Sly. Palm Beach Gardens area.
Do you want to slum it?
yeah.
Have you seen the house he's living in now?
You know it's called a joke, right?
This one finally came to a conclusion yesterday. We had been telling you about the Vanessa Bryant whole trial where she is taking the sheriff's deputies and firefighters to court, and they took pictures at the helicopter crash scene that killed Kobe and their daughter and 7 others. And it was just kind of crazy when they got forensically into the phones of all of these sheriff's deputies and firefighters, and they found out just how many illicit photos of the crash and the victims' bodies. And there's video of them in bars sharing them with bartenders and each other.
I think that's where their case fell apart because they were saying that they took that, as evidence that they needed as a part of doing their job. And when they found out that they were showing them around a bar, they're like, okay, that's not part of your job. And I think that really is the whole end of the case.
It really is. And the juries did order Los Angeles County to pay Vanessa Bryant and one of the other people that brought the suit forward with her $21 million in damages. So
I think she got 16 and the other parent got 15. So I think it was 31.
31?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was a pretty big tab.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so big day for them. And also, hopefully, a learning lesson that no other sheriff's deputies or firefighters are ever going to do this again, because you can't do that. It's disrespectful to this family and to the people that passed, and it's callous.
Mm-hmm.
And finally here, Nick Cannon has revealed that his 10th child is going to be born this year.
Wow.
I got a little clip for you.
Man, oh man, he is, really getting it going, huh?
It says you have 3 babies on the way. Is that true or false?
Well, when you say on the way,
You know what?
what count you at? Let's just put it
On
this
the way. They're not here yet.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That means they're coming. They're on the
the
way.
stork is on the way.
Okay.
They're saying there's a baby on the way.
This will be number 10.
Yeah, in fact, I had to go back into our top celebrity baby makers, and the top 10 has shifted a good bit with Nick Cannon and Elon Musk all producing children in this last year. So I'll give you an updated.
Wow.
I think those two
List.
are in a firing squad type battle.
It's like tennis rankings.
They're
Go back
both, this is the all-time list, and they're both racing up the list. Both top teners. I'll let you know where they fall on the list.
they're like, what's a condom?
No.
Never heard of it.
No.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Okay, got some other celebrities having a birthday today. Blake Lively from Gossip Girl is 35 years old today. Rachel Ray turns 54. Maybe she'll celebrate with some Sammys. Sandwich.
Sammy's.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. She calls them Sammy's.
Sammy's.
Adorable.
Is she still going strong? She has a show still?
She's still going. I don't know if strong's the right word.
She did have a daytime show. Has that been canceled? I haven't seen that
I
in
think
a
she's
minute.
going weak.
Because
She's still around, though. Yeah, I
she
still see
was-
her on TV.
But she was all over the place for
Yeah.
Yes, she
forever.
was.
She was strong then.
And during COVID, she had moved her show into her
Yeah.
house, and I loved it.
Yeah. Billy Ray Cyrus turns 61. If you didn't know, Jay Bird, he does Old Town Road.
Oh, damn.
He does.
Burn.
With,
oh, boy.
You missed this question
No,
yesterday.
Nas X. Lil Nas X.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey.
you
Retaining.
learned something from yesterday's show.
I'll never forget. I'll be 90 years old. Well, I'm not going to make it to 90.
I'm going to ask you again tomorrow.
Please ask me again.
And Gene Simmons from Kiss turned 73 years old today. So I'm sure he'll make today all about him.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, what's his
He's probably
birthday
the most
like?
annoying birthday girl
yeah,
ever.
you got to dread. There's just are there some people in your lives you hate when it's their birthday
Yes.
because every day's already all about them, but then when it's their birthday, it's like, and in fact, that's the kind of person. It's not a birthday; it's a birthday week or a birthday month, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
When they were looking for a new guitar player, there was a lot of famous people they were trying to poach, like Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi.
Okay.
And the fact that Richie wasn't like a huge fan and didn't know all their songs,
Yeah.
it turned them off. Like, you don't know Kiss songs? You can't be in our band. You're not a mega
You
fan.
don't know Cold Gin.
Yeah.
Also, happy birthday to Connor, turning 18. Just started a freshman last week at UCF, and he is a marching knight. Very cool. He's in the band. So that'd be very cool. So happy birthday, and look forward to seeing you. I assume he'll be on the field when they take on FAU as well. That'd be fun to see. Mom, Eddie, Zach, and Luna, the mean dog.
Aw.
Luna, why are you so mean? Happy birthday. All right, got a birthday you want to get a shout out, you can let us know here. Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. So we have to update the top celebrity baby maker list as we find out that Nick Cannon has got another kid on the way. Plus, he just had 2 more babies. So he is now up to 9 babies with 4 baby mamas. He is going to be climbing up on that list. Right now, he's tied for number 10 with Muhammad Ali, who has 9 babies and 4 mamas as well. But when he jumps up the list with 10 babies and 4 mamas, he actually is going to be able to pass Elon Musk, who's also been working very hard at procreating. Elon Musk right now is number 8 on our list with 10 babies and 3 mamas.
Nick Cannon just had one of them babies and named it Zillion, which coincidentally is how many babies he wants to have.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he's working his way up there.
He
huh?
named the baby Zillion. He's telling you something.
Yeah. Right now, Nick Cannon is still behind Eddie Murphy, who has 9 babies from 5 different mamas. Now, you get the most points for babies on our list, and then you still get credit for different baby mamas.
Gotcha. So the more mamas involved, you get more points
we
for that.
rank by babies first, but then, if you notice, the baby mamas it's kind of like a half point.
I get it.
Yeah, okay. So then we've got Evander Holyfield at number 7 on the list, just ahead of Elon Musk with 11 babies and 6 mamas. Travis Henry, a player from the NFL, has got 11 babies with 10 baby mamas. 10.
Wow.
Pretty impressive, right?
He will just keep it going.
Antonio Cromartie, also an NFL player, 12 babies with 8 different baby mamas. Bob Marley is number 4 on our list, tied with Antonio Cromartie, 12 babies, 8 mamas. Then you got Ray Charles at number 3 with 12 babies and 10 mamas. Calvin Murphy from the NBA's got 14 babies with 9 different baby mamas.
How does that work out with just on a drama level and dealing with just life?
Terrible. Yeah, it's got to be just
9
chaos.
different people.
Mass chaos.
What's the monthly payroll? How much does all that cost? Because you got to pay the mamas.
Yeah.
And you got to pay the babies.
Right.
And I think that it's probably a deal that, I mean, we know that Nick Cannon tried to strike up a deal with Kim Kardashian before she was famous because she's talked about how he came to her and said, look, you'll never have to work. I'll take care of you if you have my babies. And she was like, no, I kind of have a plan. I'm going to get rich on my own without your babies.
Do you think it would cost more to have more baby mamas than less? I do. Because for some reason, I think there's more of a surplus payment that would have to go
Yes.
to paying that. Like if you had all of your babies with one mama.
You do better off.
I think so too. So he's definitely not doing it right. And number 1 on the top 10 celebrity baby maker list, it's DMX. 15 babies, 9 different baby mamas.
And that's going to be a stat that's going to be tough to beat.
It is. I mean, I know Nick Cannon's going for it.
Totally.
He's got one on the way, but even after that, he's still got 5 more babies he'd have to create.
He's got to do a lot. He's going to have to do a lot, Virginia.
Don't underestimate him. He's here to work.
Okay.
And it's still early in the game.
It is. I mean, I don't want to count the guy out. That's not fair because he really is putting in the effort. But Elon Musk still, I think he's still working it as well. So, and I think right now he's only had one of his kids disown him. So,
Elon Musk, that is.
yeah. Yes. She is sworn off her biological father and said, I want nothing to do with him.
The NPO club. Mm-hmm. Never pull.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I thought this stat was amusing, and I think it's actually true. These are one of those surveys, I believe the numbers are dead on. 1,000 different Gen Z people between the ages of 16 and 25 were polled to say, do you consider yourself either now to be a social media influencer as a career, or will you want to be a social media influencer? And right now, about 25% are saying this is their actual plan for when they finish school. 1 out of 4 members of Generation Z are going to be influencers.
Good luck. Because it's going to get bigger. That number is going to get bigger. And like anything, the market's going to get watered down. Not everybody's an influencer. And the more people that try to do it, it's just going to get weeded down a little bit.
Yeah. And actually, if you start breaking it down by regions, we're in a higher region for that. 36% of Gen Z in the South, we're in that area, want to be influencers. And with all the New Yorkers we have, that number's 41%. Almost half of all New Yorkers intend on becoming an influencer.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody who their kids got all these followers, and they've we're talking in the millions. I'm talking about TikTok stuff, and I go, so are they making good money on that? And they're like, no, not really. It's a popularity contest. They've got all these numbers that look really cool,
right.
And it's good for clout, but it's not transferring into dollars.
Yeah, I know. My daughter's Gen Z. She plays around with the TikTok a little bit. She's got some people in her circle. One girl's got millions of followers. And what I understand with her is that's the girl that works at Space, the nightclub. So she still has to have a job. And then she has a deal with Bang energy drinks. And
okay.
I guess her thing, I don't know. I just feel so old watching these videos.
I feel old hearing you talk about these videos.
So she's got millions of followers, and all she does these dances that you do at raves.
Right.
And so she teaches you how to do these dances. And so she lives in Brickell, and so she goes up onto one of the rooftops, and so you got all the big old skyscrapers down there in
That's
downtown
beautiful.
Miami. Yeah, and so she's doing, I can't remember what it's called. It's like step or stepping or something like that. So she's doing, it looks like clogging or line dancing. And she's doing these crazy little club dances.
Sometimes it looks like lazy line dancing.
And that's her shtick. That's her thing.
That's what she does. So she'll do videos and she'll get other influencers, and they're attractive, fit girls, and they're doing their thing, and they got a Bang energy drink on the ground, and they're doing that, and she gets millions of views on like every video that she does, and she still has a regular job. So to your point, it's fun. And her boyfriend, he was the one, Justin, my daughter's friend,
Yes.
that works the door at Dare.
He came in here.
Yeah, he came in here, and his job is to find influencers and put them in hot spots. And so he does concerts and nightclubs and all that stuff around South Florida. And, he was the one who was telling us you got to have 50 to 100,000 followers to really get
His
on
attention.
their radar, and
Yeah.
they do anything with you. So, yeah, for all these Gen Z that want to be influencers, like as a career, this is not a career. This helps your social life, and it gives you some mad cash to maybe go spend at the clubs and all that stuff. So if you want to buy a $5,000 table unnecessarily at a club, you might have the money to do that from Bang energy drinks. But yeah, you're not going to live your life being an influencer. It's just not realistic.
The person that I was talking to, their daughter was an influencer, and they were not making mad cash. And if you're not making mad cash, are you an influencer? You're not really influencing anything.
You can argue you're an influencer, but to me, it's like so many different things. Where it's like athletics. You've got how many people playing sports, but how many people are making bank off of sports?
Same thing with musicians. There are people listening right now that are better musicians than what you hear on the air, professional musicians that are just not going to ever make the money they deserve because there's a lot of talent out there.
Yeah, you got comedians. All these, almost every field is like that. There's so many fields like this, and so the influencers got to realize, hey, if you want to do it as a hobby and have fun with it, do that. That's great. But the one thing I will tell you is my daughter was telling me the girl who does the
clogging?
Yeah, the clogging.
I'm going to put 30% effort into this dance.
Is it really clogging?
No, I'll show you the videos. I mean,
They do like these
great.
little arm movements.
Yeah.
Like it's not full on dancing.
Yeah. But the one thing I will tell you that she had said is that she hates social media because it's an obligation, and she's having to post all these videos. It's actually, it becomes a job.
Oh, it is. Oh, that's just it.
And so you got to really ask yourself, because isn't the whole thing today about I don't want to work harder than...
You have to work hard.
So here's the whole thing. You want to become an influencer as your career, so you're going to have to work really hard to do it, and you're not going to make a ton of money. So that's why I would just say, if you want to do it to get anything and just some subtle perks, that's realistic. But be ready for a lot of effort that you're going to have to put into it. And you're likely, like any job that you have to do, you're probably going to wind up hating it.
Well, to be good and sustain life in that career, you're going to have to work.
Yeah.
And what I've been told, too, a lot of people get a nice shine in the beginning, and they get massive followers, and they get this big audience, and then nothing happens after. And they're left with this big number.
And depression.
Yeah, well, they get that. They get a taste of it. They've got 2.5 million followers, and they do like 9 more videos, and they've got 1,100 views.
It hooks you in when you get that one that goes viral and you're all excited. You're like, I can do this. And then you get a sponsor, and now it becomes your job. And they're looking at how many views you get. And now you can't hit that viral video again. And you've got the pressure of somebody saying, if you don't start getting a viral video, man, we're going to pull our money.
It's this thing it's called numbers or ratings or whatever you want to call it. People, it's important to the people in charge.
So with this, 25% of Gen Z believe that there should be social media influencer training in school. And that's all fine. But the first course should be the one I just gave you. It's the cold water about being a social media influencer. This is what you need to hear first. And then I would say, do you guys want to leave the class, or do you want to stay?
It's a great side hustle, but it can't be your main source of income for 99.99% of people on social media. There's no way to sustain a nice life by just being a social media influencer.
I'll tell you what, though, all this talk, though, I'm very, very curious and interested in doing some clogging. I'd love to learn how to do it.
You know what? We'll see if maybe this girl can try to teach you one of the dances.
I would love to learn how to clog.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no clogs.
Well, Kevin's saying clog. Whatever. Okay.
To me, that's what it looked like.
Whatever the
It's
kids.
lazy dancing.
It's misrepresentation.
I get it, Kev.
Yeah.
I didn't
In the
need
name of a joke.
The correct terminology. Yeah. Literal Larry over here.
Uh-huh. We were talking a little about social media and TikTok just a second ago, and how many people in Generation Z would like to be an influencer. 41% of New Yorkers say that that's what they're going to be, and in the South, it's 32%. So it's a good chance if you got a Gen Z, 16 to 25, they're talking about, my future is in influencing.
I think I'm going to become a social media star as a clogger.
Yeah, just for people that do want to know, to clarify, it's actually called shuffling.
Okay.
Is the name of it.
There is that one shuffle one where you go, it's the... Yeah, they have the square on there. I do want to learn how to shuffle. There's a shuffle what I want. Dog, let's do this. Clog and shuffle.
You're so old. Let's see you doing more like shuffleboard.
I don't know why you gotta be a hater. Social media hater.
Yeah.
Always hating on the influencers.
I'm a real life troll.
Yeah, if you're wondering what it is, there's some shuffling on KVJ TV. You can see
That is
what
just
that looks like.
my game right
Just
there.
your game.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Okay, well, I got the person give you the tutorial.
Do you think I can? Do you think she can teach me that?
No. Yeah.
Now it's personal.
The only thing worse than your hamburger hands are your hamburger feet.
They're gonna
Yeah.
call me Kenny Cloggins.
In fact, I think this is the girl I'm talking about specifically.
Okay, that is not lazy dancing.
No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not.
I didn't think that was a fair critique. Yeah.
No,
it's-
that's something totally different than what Magnolia does. Magnolia and her friends just do this like arm movement thing.
Oh,
and they're
okay.
like,
Yeah, no.
In the social media world, we call that extreme clogging.
Is that what it's called?
Hell yeah, bro.
Okay.
No cap.
All right. Yeah. So there you go. That's kind of what I was talking about. So that's downtown Miami, and there they are, just kind of on the rooftop, doing a little dance with another influencer, and then that's how that
I
works.
probably won't do a Miami rooftop. I can maybe do like a Miami Subs parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah, we got one here in Gardens, I think.
Yeah. By the way, I was listening to that podcast I always tell you about, and yesterday I listened to the podcast about Miami Subs and Gus Boulis, the guy who created that.
Yeah?
I didn't know a whole lot about that story. He created Miami Subs, and then he sold it off, and then he had one of those gambling boats kind of started it all off, and then tried to sell it off to these guys he didn't know were tied into the Gambino crime family, and they put a hit on him and had him killed.
What?
oh.
Is that why it went from Miami Subs to Miami? Like they changed the name?
He had sold it off to Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs, and you might know that Pitbull has now bought the franchise from Nathan's Famous, and so he's trying to revive it. But if you grew up here in South Florida and Miami especially, it started in Key West. Gus Boulis, who was a Greek guy, had moved here from Canada, made it successful, and then opened up chains in like 16 different states. And of course, it's all over South Florida, and you always see it.
And they took him out over a boat deal?
It was the boat deal because what happened was they did a fake wire transfer thinking that they had actually given him the money for it, $23 million, and they just forged it. And so he was trying to take him to court, and they're like, hey, man, we need this thing going on because they were using and taking all this money out of, I think it was called Sun Cruise casinos. And they were taking money out of the Sun Cruise casinos, and they were using it to buy tickets to all kinds of like Heat games and things like that to influence political deals.
Wow.
And the mafia was involved.
I
And
mean, dirty Miami.
the trials is interesting because it's all they got like mobster names still kind of going on. They haven't even finished the trial. I think this year they're going to be back in. It's like, Fat Fingers Tony or something like that. These guys were involved.
Ricky Three Fingers.
Yeah.
So what's the name of the podcast?
The name of the podcast, in fact, it's a whole great series. They just wrapped up season 1. It's Paradise Lost: Crime in Miami.
Okay.
And yeah, all these stories that, a lot of them happened kind of before I got to town. And so I knew a little bit of it. But yeah, it's pretty interesting, all the different episodes that they have of it.
When you get home, Virginia, make sure you ask your husband about Miami Subs hot cheese pita parties. Just ask him about that and see what he says.
Hot cheese pita party?
Hot cheese pita parties. He's going to know exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, I'm writing it down.
Yep.
Pita party.
Oh man, me and him, you could argue Miami Subs strengthened me and Panda's relationship so much in our early 20s. We went there all the time, and when Nathan's did become part of that, the Miami Subs in the drive-thru, me and Panda were in that drive-thru almost every single night. We would go there, Walmart, Super Walmart, and then watch Friday the 13th together.
Teenage hunger. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
I think it was more like 23.
Yeah. Well, that was it. I mean, a lot of people grew up like that. Miami Subs was kind of one of their favorites, and that's why it was really a fascinating story of the founder, Gus Boulis, and the death that he had. He was gunned down in his car. They had one car, that whole mafia thing. One car pulls up in front of him so he can't go forward. One pulls behind him, and a third comes up, and bam, bam, bam.
Ooh, do you remember the Miami Subs burgers? Oh, gosh, they were good.
I don't think I ever had one.
You ain't living. You ain't living right.
Well, I didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Another solid story is the Yahweh Ben Yahweh. It was a cult that was formed in Miami, and it was just killing people.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
I know.
In fact, membership, you had to kill somebody and bring a body part back.
What?
Yeah, from Liberty City. Check that one out. That was pretty fascinating.
People don't
too.
realize, especially in South Florida in the 70s and the 80s, we had a really bad motorcycle gang problem down here where
Yeah.
they were doing some unsavory things. I'm probably talking a little too much right now because I'm a local. I
Yeah.
grew up here. I'm easy to
Okay.
find, easy to
Dead
kill.
man walking.
We'll find his body with a body part missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need a trophy to show back to the gang. I
Yeah.
really killed Bennington.
Oh man, you guys got to avenge my death.
If they take a body part as a souvenir, what do they take from you?
I feel like this is an insult question, isn't it, Kevin? I'm backing out. I'm not dancing for you. Yeah,
I would take your baby nostrils.
I knew it was gonna be an insult.
So that's it. It's a sunny place for shady people. Paradise Lost, crime in Miami.
I love
Whoa.
it. You sold it.
It's a great name.
Talking about social media and TikTok, I never knew this, and I just want people to be honest. In fact, I can put this up as a KVJ TV poll right now. Had you ever heard of this microwave hack? Yes or no? Here's the hack. Now, on TikTok, they're saying that if you're tired of having your food come out where it is too hot in one part but cold in another, has that ever happened to you, Virginia?
I mean, most places no, because that's a microwave issue.
Well, that's what this is about.
Yeah, I don't think that happens to me at most places. I don't go to places.
No, I'm
No. He's saying at your house.
Oh, at the house.
She was on the phone. She
Okay.
wasn't paying
I
attention.
thought you meant the restaurant.
I caught her, Coach. She was not paying
I'll
attention.
stop asking her questions.
You should make her do laps.
Yeah. We'll put her in the radio penalty box.
I should have let her. I tried to help you. I should have let you hang out to dry.
Yeah. You saw actually it was killing me.
It was. Kevin
Yeah.
squirmed
I'm
me
like,
over.
all right, never mind. Sorry I asked Virginia.
Y'all, for people that don't know, Kevin and Virginia can't see each other, and then it creates.
So I don't know when she's texting people.
Well, I'm not texting. I'm answering messages.
You know we're doing a radio show, right?
I am being flooded with messages of people that want this Tommy Lee picture. I
Kevin-
can't believe how many people want this Tommy Lee picture.
Okay. Well, we'll
deflecting.
continue the conversation when you're done.
Yeah,
Okay.
Go ahead, message some more people.
Tommy Lee dong and sent.
So here's the thing. If you get unevenly heated food, cold parts or too hot parts, they say what's going on is you're probably placing your food in the center of the microwave. Instead, you need to place your food on the edge so it can actually rotate around and cook evenly. That's how you're supposed to heat up food.
No, that's a great hack. Back in 1998, when I knew about it.
This morning, I put my food in the center of the microwave, and that's why I wanted Suits to put up that poll on KVJ TV. Be honest. Did you know?
No.
Have you ever heard of this microwave hack?
I never heard
and
of that.
My answer is no. And right now, 89% of the people responding say they'd never heard that.
Really?
89%. I know you're like, you couldn't believe it when you sent it. I'm like, dude, I'd never heard of that.
The other one they had in there was put a little water to make sure. Everyone knows that.
I do that. I
Yeah.
put water on most
Got
things.
you on that.
I don't know. But keep in mind, I grew up with microwavable food. I'm not your average person.
So you knew to put it on the edge, not in the center.
Kevin, I've explored and experimented so much with these kind of foods. So yeah, you do.
So it's blowing up on TikTok because people can't believe it. They're going, how am I 39 years old, 49 years old, whatever I am, and I've never heard this. It's crazy.
I'd never heard of it
So
either.
you got 2 out of 3 in here. Never heard that.
Damn. But you also have 1 out of 3 who loves microwavable food.
That's true.
I
That's
mean,
true.
you guys don't get down on like that.
I don't love it. And my girlfriend is still in my head because she told me many years ago, she's like, the microwave is bad. Whatever it does to our food, it makes it bad for us to eat this food, and we're eating it and then we're poisoning ourselves. I was like, really?
What friend said this?
My friend who passed away.
Oh, geez. Well, there it is.
Do they just microwave every day, and that's what they blamed it on?
Yeah, I mean,
She did not pass away from a microwave incident.
I knew
Okay.
that.
She was the one that was down on the microwave.
Okay.
I'm down with the microwave. I love it.
I know you love that so much.
You got to keep in mind, I'm a Hot Pocket lover, and I've been a Hot Pocket lover since I was 9 years old. If you
So
experiment
you're
with
not only you're heating up bad food in a bad device.
Man, Hot Pockets get so much
How are
hate.
you still alive?
You are so poisoned, probably from the inside.
Feel great. I feel like I'm in my prime. I feel like I'm doing great, Kev.
You're a marvel.
Thank you.
How you're still here, I don't know. Okay, so be honest. Let's see what people say. Have you ever heard of this microwave hack? Still high, 70% have not, 30% have. Close to 100 votes. KVJ TV, you can find it. KVJShow.tv is where you go.
Who wants to laugh their ass off? Ooh, I know I do. He wrote some funny punchlines just for me and you. It's Danny's Joke Jury.
Who's ready to laugh?
Oh, you know we are. Denny's got some new comedy here to try out on us. We are the joke jury, so we'll tell them what's hidden and what's missing. All right, what you got for us today, Denny's?
All right. Why did King Arthur party at the castle?
Why did King Arthur party at the castle? I don't know why.
Because he was into that nightlife.
Yeah, baby.
That's nice.
Yeah, okay.
Second joke. Why did so many people trust and respect the local comedian?
Trust and respect the local comedian. I don't know why.
Because he was a stand-up guy?
Okay, yeah, okay.
Nobody trusts comedians.
No. That's how you know it's a joke.
They are the darkest,
Absolutely.
twisted.
Let's see here. Speaking of dark, how did the cantaloupe feel after his wife left him?
I don't know how.
Melancholy?
Oh, I mean, wow. Kind of health joke for Kevin. It's good.
I love melon jokes.
And sad jokes.
Another sad joke. Why did Child Services take away Pinocchio?
I don't know. Why did they take Pinocchio away?
Because he was living with a Geppettophile?
Oh, that's
Very
topical.
good.
We got that Tom Hanks movie coming out.
Very good.
Yeah, Geppettophile.
And final joke. Why were they worried about Microsoft Excel tracking poop in the house?
I don't know why.
They didn't want it to spreadsheet?
Grand slam, Josh.
Another solid
So
round.
good.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, I don't know. There may be hope for this relationship and a reconciliation. Now I'm reading some stuff that Sylvester Stallone is saying about Jennifer Flavin, and he says that he still has love for her. He says, I have the highest respect for her. I will always love her. She's the nicest human being I've ever met. But if you look on his arm where he used to have a big tattoo of her face, it was a gorgeous picture of her, and it's now this Rottweiler that they say, like, her face is still kind of there, like you can see like one of her eyes, but it's like 75% the Rottweiler's face now.
Is it Rottweiler or is it the dog from Rocky?
Yeah, no, it's what had happened in the relationship. There's two separate dogs
Okay.
that are affecting this relationship. What happened was Sylvester Stallone went out and bought a Rottweiler, and she didn't want another dog. I don't know how many they already have, but she got upset. And so it sounds like, oddly enough, the center of the discourse in this marriage is dogs. He buys a new dog, and she doesn't like that. So he's got this tattoo of her face, and what he went and did was the dog from Rocky, Butkus. He goes and gets Butkus's face over his wife's face as a tattoo.
Look at the picture. That's her old face, and now it's a dog face.
Yeah,
and then
that's
there's
the-
pictures all over social media of the dog.
Yeah, so that's really kind of it. It sounds like, in a sense, at least her side is saying that dogs are the center of this divorce after 25 years. He got a new one, and then he got the dog tattoo. he's trying to say, no, that we just kind of were drifting apart and going in different directions. So that's his side of it.
So the tattoo doesn't look like the dog from Rocky. It looks like the Rottweiler.
Maybe. Yeah, that was what the story had said, that it was Butkus. So maybe.
Is Butkus a Rottweiler?
No, I don't think he was he?
No,
he was
I
like
thought he was like a boxer or something like
so
that.
Was he in a fight with his wife over this dog, and then he covered her face with the dog?
Sounds like it. That might be the double down slam dunk.
Here's the dog. I mean, look, it does look like him.
I know two different couples that stuff has happened because of pets. The pet was the main reason why they got... They broke up.
But then it sounds at the same time like he still has love for her and calls her the nicest human being he's ever known. I will always love her.
Mm-hmm. Well, who knows? I mean, it's been 25 years, and hopefully they can reconcile. I don't know what's going on, but, it would be nice to see them work it out.
Well, it turns out that Kevin McAllister's bullying older brother from the movie Home Alone may be a bully in real life. The actor's name is Devin Rattray, and he's being accused of rape and other domestic violence incidents. Multiple victims have come forward and said that he drugged her drink, one of them said.
Mm-hmm. What had supposedly happened was in 2017, and they had been friends for 15 years, is that he apparently drugged her drink and then sexually assaulted her. And then she filed a report, and then nothing happened. And then she sees on the news about how he's got another issue that is going on in Oklahoma. And she's like, yeah, whatever happened to that case that I filed? And she contacts the cops in New York, and they're like, oh, we didn't think you wanted to file any charges on that.
We closed the case. How do you close a case without asking the victim, do you want us to close the case? I don't know. It's fishy, especially when you have multiple women that are saying the same thing and these women don't know each other. Maybe he wasn't acting when he played the bad guy in the movie.
I think there's some actors out there that are not acting.
They're typecast for their true personality.
Oh, this guy's such a natural. That's because he's really naturally...
He's a douche.
Right.
And finally here, Michelle Branch's criminal case has been called off by prosecutors. She was arrested 2 weeks ago for domestic assault when she admitted that she had slapped her husband, Patrick Carney. But, she just found out that he was cheating on her with his manager while she was home with their 6-month-old breastfeeding the child. How upsetting would that be? I think the guy kind of deserved a couple of slaps, and maybe that's what they decided because they dropped the case against her, and they are getting divorced.
That story got me going down a Michelle Branch little rabbit hole. Are You Happy Now is my cut. I love that song.
She had some bangers, about 2 or 3 really solid songs in the early 2000s.
I looked at it. You're right. 4 or 5 top 40 hits, man.
Yeah, she was cranking them for a while.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
It's time for viral audio.
So how's your kids? How's your wife?
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Thought this was kind of a cool coming together, considering Olivia Rodrigo had introduced the younger generation to one man named Billy Joel by dropping him into one of her songs. And so it was really cool, Billy Joel doing one of his shows at Madison Square Garden like he does, selling them out all the time in New York City. On Wednesday night, he brought out Olivia Rodrigo, and they performed back-to-back songs. They did Deja Vu and then Billy Joel's Uptown Girl. So Deja Vu is the one that name drops Billy Joel. song, Uptown Girl. How'd you like that?
It's one of my least favorites.
Oh, sorry, I always get that wrong.
It's not my least favorite, but it's one of my least.
Pretty cheesy.
It's not mine favorite, but oh well. It's Billy. I got to defend him. I love him.
Yeah, okay. All right. That's kind of a cool thing, though.
It is.
Yeah, they went out, they did Deja Vu, especially. It makes sense.
I like anyone keeping Billy out there for people to hear him.
Keep Billy alive.
Yes.
Keep his name on your lips, Kevin.
Yeah, that's right. Keep the dream alive. Well, we all do dumb things. Sometimes when we do, we're little kids. Other times we are drunk adults. Can you tell the difference here? If you've got a fun little story, you can just go to the WRMF app. Bottom left-hand corner, you'll see the little microphone. That's the mic drop feature. You can leave us audio messages that we can always play right here on the KVJ Show. And you just tell us the dumb thing that you did, leave a little pause, and then explain if you were a little kid or a drunk adult and what happened in the story. So we have got Melody here. Melody, what is the dumb thing that you did?
I ate a chicken sandwich off a stranger's tray in a food court.
Okay, ate a chicken sandwich off a stranger's tray at a food court.
That feels drunk.
It does feel drunk.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
But if you're at the food court, they close no later than 9, so you're tearing it up at the mall.
You did some day drinking.
You did some day drinking.
Yeah, which I appreciate that, Melody.
Oh, totally.
All right, we're going to order 3 for drunk adult.
I was a drunk adult. My girlfriend, she went to get me a Chick-fil-A sandwich. I needed some sobering up. And I stopped to talk to somebody on my way to sit down. When I got there, a chicken sandwich was waiting. So took a big old bite, not realizing I sat in the wrong seat. And I was immediately confronted by a mom who had been tending to her kid, the stroller. And the last thing I remember is security walking me to the exit.
Oh,
wow. I get that. So you kind of get turned around. A mom has been tending to her kid in the stroller, so the mom's not watching her chicken sandwich. She leaves her seat open. Melody sits right down, starts chowing on her sandwich. You turn around, here's a drunk woman eating your food.
surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Okay, that's a fun little drunk story here. Okay, we've got one here from Jake. Jake, what is the dumb thing you did?
I won a full Pirates of the Caribbean box set because I had the best pirate impersonation.
Ooh.
That's fancy.
And that's fun. You
yeah.
won?
That's a great gift.
I have seen a lot of drunk pirates, but the fact that he's in a contest is saying little kid to me.
But drunk people love contests. Trust me.
Okay.
I'm going drunk adult.
Me too.
I'm going to go with the little kid on this. What were you, Jake?
I was a drunk adult.
Oh.
I went to my favorite bar, and it was National Talk Like a Pirate Day, and they were giving away a full box set of all the Pirates of the Caribbean. I ended up having the best pirate accent in the whole bar. So I walked out with all the booty, me boys.
He really went for it.
Spirit Award going to that guy.
I was so hoping he was going to break into his pirate voice. Thank you, sir.
You did it.
Nice work there. Okay, got the another story here for little kid or drunk adult. What is the dumb thing you did?
I had to get stitches after an ostrich bit the out of my lip.
Oh, lip?
Girl, I know that move. Not the lip, but I've been bit by an ostrich. They are mean, y'all.
Yeah, they are.
Ostriches are not nice.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think here?
I'm going to say little kid.
I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Just a little kid. Let's do it.
Little kid.
Okay. All right. You talk me into it. Let's go little kid.
I was a little kid. We went through one of those drive-through wild animal feeding zoos, and when we got to the ostriches, my mom thought she was rolling my window up because we had been warned they're not the friendliest, but she had rolled it all the way down, and like Inspector Gadget, that beast of a bird launched its neck at light speed, and before I could even let out a curling scream, that had bit my lip, and I had to get stitches. To this day, I hate those damn things.
Wow.
I'd imagine now, because it sounds like it was in olden times, no one sued back then. You could probably sue for everything.
Well, where are these parks that allow you to put your window down and feed? I see them all over TikTok where the animal puts its head in the car and eats the food and oh my gosh, craziness. But at Lion Country Safari, the biggest safari park we got, the rule is you can't even put your window down.
But people break rules, though.
I know, but at these places specifically, they sell you a cup of food and they encourage you to drive through the park with your window down, and then it just invites the animal to put their head in your car and attack you.
I feel like when humans start feeding animals, animals start not sweating humans. You know what I mean?
Totally.
You know, you walk down the street and an animal sees it, they usually scamper off. I'm noticing modern day animals are kind of sticking around.
Well, because we're feeding them.
Puffing up their chest a little bit.
They get excited. They look at you like you're a vending machine.
Yeah, they're
No
fighting
fear.
back. Fighting back. All right, if you got a little kid or drunk adult story, love to hear them. Just download the WRMF app for free. Use that mic drop feature and let us know the dumb thing you did. I'm curious, Jaber, what would you say, little kid or drunk adult on this? You start crying when mom takes the training wheels off your bike.
It should be the little kid, but if you're an adult crying about that, a drunk adult, I don't know what's going on with you.
Mom, why'd you take the training wheels off my bike?
Yeah, I'll go little kid, hopefully.
That's a little kid, yeah. That's actually a little Rocco.
Oh, what's wrong with Rocco?
He is devastated that we took the training wheels off his bike and that his dad wants to teach him how to ride the bike for real.
Is he scared, or is it more about him being not wanting to grow up?
Scared.
Okay.
Petrified to the point of meltdown, tears, screaming.
Well, look, it's a big deal. I remember when they had to take off my training wheels. It was my 17th birthday. And
okay, so when he starts crying and all that, are you being like, yeah, I don't care, get on the bike, you got to ride the bike? Or are you like, okay, we won't force it, and you just kind of chill out?
I don't know. I don't know what to do because last night I was kind of like, dude, you can't be that one kid that doesn't know how to ride a bike. You're scared of it now because it's the unknown. But as soon as you learn it, then you're going to feel great and accomplished and so proud of yourself. And he's like, I don't want to be proud of myself. I hate you.
wow, there's a lot there. There's a lot there.
We need to unpack.
Yeah.
I am curious about this because honestly, my son Cannon, I'm not sure that he knows how to ride a bike.
Really?
Yeah, and he's that kid. And when he was younger, we gotten on the bike, had the training wheels, all that kind of good stuff. He didn't have a big love for it as it was, and we would go out there and try to do the whole thing where you have him ride for a while and then take him off, and yeah, he would just fall right over. And it wasn't that he was freaked out by the bike; he just didn't have any real interest for it. And I was like, yeah, I'd like for you to know how to learn how to ride a bike. I think it's a good life skill to have. It's a basic life skill. But,
right?
I mean, if you're not empowered by it, and I don't know, if you're an adult and you never learned as a kid, how hard is it to learn to ride a bike? Do you have better motor skills when you get older and so it's a lot easier, or how does it work?
You can totally still learn how to ride a bike as an adult. Now, if you got injury and you can't walk, yeah, that's going to be different. But yeah, you can learn how to ride a bike.
But is it harder? Because I do know this is a fact because they've done studies. My mom would always tell me that it's by the age of 10, if you can learn a language, it's easier to learn another language. If you're under the age of 10, something happens in the brain that if you learn the language before the age of 10, as an adult, you can speak it and you won't have a noticeable accent. And there's something about when you learn, like, you notice Arnold Schwarzenegger still has a damn accent. Like, how long have you been in America, dude? But still got that accent.
It may take a little bit longer, but if you don't learn stuff because you're just older, then you're never going to learn anything. You have to learn. It just may take you a little bit longer.
So that's my question. Is it a little bit or is it a lot longer? Like, if you waited. So if you've got a kid like Rocco, should you force them through tears and screams and I hate yous to ride a bike, or should you just be like, you know what? If you don't want to, I'm not going to make you do it. And, you know, there are some things that you do have to force your kid to do, even if they don't want it. But some things in life, that's where I'm always trying to, as a parent, decide, hey, look, you know, if you don't want to do it, this isn't something I'm going to put up that wall on.
Pick your battles. Does that apply to this?
I don't know.
Did Rocco really say he hates you?
Yeah. He was crying. He was beside himself.
In my opinion, and I don't have kids, that's more of an issue than the bike. Getting down to that route of saying I hate you to your mom, there's something you got to look into.
I know his personality. He lashes out. He doesn't really hate me. He says things in the moment.
No, he doesn't.
But the problem is, if you come at Rocco, he comes at you 10 times harder. And then 5 minutes later, he regrets it and apologizes. So I don't think the hate is the problem.
But that's what I'm trying to say is him lashing out and getting upset. If it's a thing at you and stuff, is there something else going on there?
That's how he reacts to anything that upsets his apple cart. But what bothers me is that he is so against it, and he'll be that kid that doesn't know how to ride a bike. Like, is he going to be an outcast because of it?
I don't think Cannon's an outcast. I don't know if any of his friends. Things are different. We don't have that neighborhood where the kids are. When I was a kid, it was. You would see all the bikes in somebody's front lawn. You would know where all the kids were.
We do have that neighborhood.
Yeah, and I don't. So for Cannon, no. And it's probably a case-by-case basis.
So funny. When I learned how to ride a bike as a kid, I became the outcast because I wasn't very good. They would call me Kermit the Frog. I would look mechanical. And my mom did not want me to ride a bike because she thought I was going to die on there. It does. The training wheels was a big deal, and it's a little nerve-wracking. He just that might not be his thing right now. He's still young.
I know, but I don't want to miss that window to teach him, and then he's too old, and then he'll never get it. And then what if you need this? Like, I thought it was a basic life skill.
Well, in a lot of times in a lot of neighborhoods, it might be. And maybe the bicycle riding isn't. Now, I feel different about swimming. I think that in South Florida, forcing your kid, you'd be like, I don't want to swim. I would try to work with them and try to knock down their fears. I put up a bigger fight as a parent about learning to swim in South Florida than I would riding the bike.
Oh, both my kids screamed and cried through the first 6 weeks of their swim lesson.
Yeah.
They hated it.
Sure.
They were babies.
Right.
And you can't let that crying affect you. You got to make them do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying, too, you know how many times I said I hate my parents?
True. It doesn't hurt me. I mean, honestly, both my kids have told me they hate me, and I could not care any less. I just think, like, am I going to be looking back on this, and is Rocco going to be looking back on this when he's like, 17 and he can't ride a bike, and he goes, Mom, you should have made me. I was 7. Why did you listen to me? And then I'm like,
He just needs to get excited about the bike ride. Maybe he needs to see somebody cool ride a bike and kind of outsource it a little bit.
There's a little girl in the neighborhood that he has a crush on. She's a year older. She is adorable. She came over to our house last night. She came on her bike. And I thought he would see that and go, oh, she's got a bike. Maybe I should get into this biking world like she does. Nope.
Yeah. Amanda said, don't worry, V. My daughter is 6 and still rides with training wheels. She doesn't want to take them off, but we have said that she can't get a new big girl bike until she learns without the training wheels. That's how she's working the situation.
He's 6 now?
He's 7.
7?
We took the training wheels off. So now he's like do or die with this bike.
Well, look, falling off a bike sucks. I get that. It does.
Yeah. Michelle's on here from Port St. Lucie. What do you think? Should Virginia make her son Rocco learn how to ride this bike?
So you have to, not have to, but there's a way to do it where you're forcing them, but they don't know that you're forcing them. So with my kids, we used to go on family bike rides, and they would have their bike without their training wheels, whoever the child was, and they had no choice but to ride it without it if they wanted to participate in these family bike rides. And we would go on, to the park and things like that. And if they didn't participate, then, one of us would stay home with him or her, and, he wouldn't be, or she wouldn't be a part of the activity that the family was doing. So you have to kind of make it fun for them to want to ride their bike, not necessarily force them. And they don't realize that it's being forced upon them, that you're giving them the choice to make the decision of doing it themselves.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Got all that?
I did. I just think that Rocco would go, I don't want to go on your stupid family bike ride. I'll be here watching YouTube. Peace.
Yeah. You got to manipulate different kids in different ways.
Yeah. He's that line's not going to work on him.
Yeah.
I know him.
Anna said, let him have the training wheels and let another kid call him out for having training wheels and watch to see how fast he'll want to take them off.
I mean, embarrassment publicly is always a way to.
Yeah, well, peer group pressure is very big.
I
And,
threw the training wheels away.
oh, they're gone.
I gotta go buy new ones.
Yes.
Damn it.
So you're going to stay with this?
I don't know.
Okay.
Panda said he was going to handle it because there's a certain point where me and Rocco start arguing and it's an impasse and everybody is upset after. So Panda said, don't worry. I'm going to take him on Sunday.
Okay.
I have a little brunch that I have to go to. So Panda's going to take him on Sunday while I'm gone.
Okay.
And hopefully get him to do it.
Please give us a little update on Monday.
I will. Well, if you see me at MD now because Rocco broke something, you'll know he was right. He predicted his own bike fall.
He knew it was going to be bad. Okay.
I'll feel so bad if he gets hurt.
Mm-hmm. I told you, Mom. I really hate you now. Well, Virginia's 7-year-old son, Rocco, is having fits about riding his bike. She took the training wheels off, and he did not like it when you tried to get him to ride the bike without that.
No, he is not a fan. He's afraid. It's all about falling and hurting himself.
Mm-hmm. So there is some advice about how to handle this, and should you force your kid if they are pushing back and being so vocal about not wanting to ride their bike. Milena said, I was like Rocco. My parents took my training wheels off before I was ready, and out of spite, I refused to learn to ride my bike. So I'm an adult who doesn't know how to ride a bike. Hindsight, I do wish I knew how to ride a bike, but, you know, it really hasn't affected me that much.
Okay.
I got a comment here from Jerry who said, the step to take with training wheels is to have the child ride the bike with the training wheels, loosen them so they can experience what it feels like to have just the tires and stay on the tires and not really need the training wheels. So it's kind of a gradual thing. It's not so drastic.
Yeah, you're supposed to kind of go in little stages with some people. Because, yeah, some kids are afraid to fall. You can do that. I remember that's what we did with me when I was little. You kind of have to, and my dad was always behind me, too, to kind of catch me and show me different stages of falling as well.
I think Panda is ready to be that guy.
Oh, I know he is.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else said my 8-year-old kid didn't know how to ride a bike, and then he went to the skate park with his scooter, and it was BMX day. He saw the kids riding around doing tricks, and it inspired him. He went home and learned how to ride his bike in 10 minutes.
Wow.
Inspiration's a big thing, man.
Yeah, it took seeing something he wanted to do to give him the push to do it on his own. That's really about the way with motivation on anything. So it's tough to do. And then Elmer said that, you know what, seeing how much Panda loves his bike, when Virginia gives him a hard time, just give Rocco a hard time, and he'll want to get on his bike, too, with Daddy and drive to Jaybird's house.
Yeah. Both always welcome.
Yeah. Let Panda be like, hey, when you got to get away from Mommy, this is the only way you can do it is on this damn bike.
It's a little bit long.
That's what I said to Panda. I go, dude, this is a really long way to drive.
I don't think Rocco would make it.
Okay. Well, as he gets older. All right, we've got a new app where you can go and leave us anonymous confessions. Now, we typically take texts, but for some reason, people love answering a lot more through this app, and we're getting a lot more confessions. You can always send them to us, and we'll just see your number, but we're not going to rat you out, 877-979-WRMF. And we even went and asked a specific question this week for the KVJ Confessional. What did you find while snooping? I saw that almost 34% of Americans have snooped through something that they shouldn't have at a party. Some good stuff. Now, this was interesting because this wasn't a party. This was at our own house. We got this. This was a text that came in. It says, I found a box of condoms in my husband's underwear drawer.
What?
It took me about 15 seconds of being completely devastated and heartbroken and so angry that through it all, I remembered that I actually bought the condoms for him to give to our son.
That feels very familiar.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Uh-huh. On the anonymous app, somebody said, I found naughty Polaroids of my dad and stepmom.
Wow.
It has been decades, and I still cannot unsee it.
Whoa.
How hard is that when you find Polaroids of your parents doing compromising things?
I think Virginia has a story about that.
I do.
Wow. Can you still see them if you close your eyes and tried?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Burned into your brain, huh?
They were Polaroids?
Wow.
They were everything. There was still pics, there was Polaroids, and there was a slideshow.
That is so old school porn. A slideshow?
A 70s slideshow.
So no at all video.
I don't think my dad had those capabilities.
Okay.
I think he was more of a still shot man.
Purist, they call him.
So were you snooping?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you were.
I was snooping, and I regret it.
How long did it take you to stop the snooping? Or were you in such a horror you kept on looking?
Such a what?
Horror.
Or were you such a whore that you kept looking?
That you kept looking for your parents' porn, you whore? You whore, you can't get enough of your parents' porn?
Well, technically, I was a baby whore.
I gotta really.
I thought that was a little harsh for a little kid here.
It was. I gotta really do better. Horror. That's terrible.
You're a whore. Good Lord. I feel like it's a harsh critique.
I was 9.
Yeah.
Can you call a 9-year-old a whore?
Can I please apologize to the baby witch? I don't think you're a whore.
This is tough. So harsh. So harsh. This confession says, I went out with some friends and my buddy's wife was scrolling through her photos and I noticed a bunch of naked pics.
Oh, boy.
She turned to me and smiled, and I looked away out of respect for my friend, but never told him to prevent any arguments.
Wow, she is shady.
That is shady. She was just trying to show him her nudes.
You need to stay away from that
Whoa.
chick. That chick is bad, bad news.
Oh, it's my cut.
Yeah, I know it was. That's why I was saying it for you. Yeah. Another one here. What did you find when you're snooping? Somebody said I was in my parents' room looking for a hairdryer. Instead, I stumbled upon my dad's silicone lady love tunnel.
Ooh, Dad is into some stuff.
Oh,
I gotta Google that.
The pocket.
Oh, yeah.
But the
fleshlight.
The lady love
the
tunnel.
silicone lady love tunnel.
We know what you speak of. Adult Video Warehouse gave us one, and Christian Wilkins gave us one for Kevin.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin. Did you break into that thing yet, or what?
No, it feels a little weird.
Regifted.
Okay.
What was weird about a big man giving it to you?
Yeah.
So I am looking up the lady love tunnel, and I'm not finding what we want.
Well, you know what he means.
Yeah,
I do.
that was just the descriptive way.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was a brand.
The fleshlight.
Yeah.
Yes, it is called that.
Yeah. What did you find while snooping? Somebody said way too much lube. Okay. I guess there's an amount where it's like it's got to be obviously used for that, you know?
And now you're thinking about, your mother's level of dryness.
Yeah.
Well, if you
It's
have,
just wrong.
yeah, a big old like Costco level of lube. You
Yeah.
bought it in bulk.
It's a
Mom.
human-sized bottle.
Mom, you need to hydrate more.
Mom, what are you doing?
Yeah. Somebody said, I had a client leave their vibrating pleasure device out. I would imagine realtors see all kinds of stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to hear some realtor secrets.
Retraction. The love tunnel is a real thing, and you can get it right now. Oh, it's sold out. It's I guess
It's in high demand.
It's in high
He
demand.
just bought the last one.
It's in high demand. It's got some
Now it's
the last
sold
one,
out.
he bought 10. You know, he breaks things easily.
dog 5-star review.
5-star.
5 out of 5 stars.
You might want to pull up some of those reviews. We can read them for the After the Show podcast.
The love tunnel.
Yeah, silicone lady love tunnel. What did you find out while snooping? An anonymous confession said they had a porn addiction. They had a ton of videos of them pleasing themselves. Weird ASF.
Wow.
So the porn addiction was them filming themselves tugging it?
Yeah.
There's something else going on there.
It's
I
weird,
wouldn't even
right?
put that in porn.
Who does a solo love tape?
That's not on OnlyFans.
That's odd, man. Wow.
If it's just for yourself,
And you like watching?
that's a real thing.
I can't tell though. I was listening to him because in my mind it's a dude doing it, but I guess you don't know. It says they had a porn addiction. They had a ton of videos pleasuring themselves. It has to be a guy, right? Because is it as weird if it's a girl?
If it's a girl, I want to.
You want your silicone lady love tunnel.
Daddy's get her on the phone.
Are they willing to share
Why
a
is
file?
that? Why is it so? Or like that's so weird if it's a dude. If it's a girl, it's like, hey man,
Look,
that's awesome.
It's modern day times, and you're right. A lot of women go, "Oh, that's so gross." There are gonna be some women that go, "Oh, that's hot."
Really? No way.
Kev,
No
Yeah.
way.
Kevin,
You think so? Girls will think that's hot.
I do.
Really?
It's different times, dog.
All right.
Free with our love, Kev.
I'll take your word for it.
Kevin,
Not everybody's uptight like us.
y'all are uptight.
I am. Yeah.
The vanilla.
That's what I'm saying.
The
Yeah.
vanilla twins.
Me and the vanilla gorilla over there.
What did you find out while snooping? It was the 4th date snooping around, and I found out that he had pictures of me that I didn't know he had taken.
Oh my gosh. 4th date.
I took them, hid them, claimed I was sick, left, and never spoke to him again. Super creepy, stalkerish.
Were they naked pictures?
Doesn't say. It only says pictures.
Because that happened to me one time where I was sleeping and the girl took a picture of me and then sent it to me about 4 or 5 days after. And it really weirded me out because I'm never in a deep sleep, and I was in a deep sleep and it looked odd. And I just was weirded by the whole thing.
Yeah.
And she sent it to me.
That is odd.
And I guess I didn't give her the. I go, oh.
No,
thanks.
it's weird.
It was weird, dog.
It is weird, but look, let me just tell you why she did it. Because she just wanted to remember the moment, and she got caught up in it and didn't realize how creepy she was. I know because I did this. It happened to me. It was way back in the day before camera phones. So I had one of those little Kodak disposable cameras that you had to wind up and it would click really loud. I took a picture of this guy. And it clicked, and he woke up, and he saw me standing there with the camera.
weird.
It was so awkward.
I think you're
is so
justifying. I
embarrassing.
think you're justifying creepy here.
I'm just telling you, you can get caught up in the moment as a girl, and you don't think
You
you're
lost
being
yourself.
creepy.
You know you're being creepy.
I didn't think I was being creepy. I was just excited.
Now you know you were creepy.
I
though,
wanted to
right?
show my friends. I was like
Yeah, that's
excited.
creepy.
How does that? That's different than what happened with me. The girl took the picture. She had days to think about it. Then she sent it. It's when
That
do you,
is well. That was
pretty-
because she didn't realize how creepy and weird that was.
Yeah, yours is okay. You took it.
She wanted a trophy. So it
weird.
says to me that there was something magical about that night, that she wanted to have a permanent piece of evidence.
Do you feel like she's kind of like justifying this a
You
little
can't.
bit?
I mean, like today, if my wife woke up this morning, and I were taking a photo of her, you know how pissed she would be. I mean, I can't even tell you. In fact, I had to record it because if she woke up and I was filming it, oh my gosh, she will lose her mind.
Kevin, that'd be a great
I
TikTok.
think I might have to do that for tomorrow because the queen will bend on me hard. I can tell you, she'd be like, "What are you doing?"
And that's weird for her. And y'all are married. This was somebody I didn't know that
20
well.
plus years, and she would get twisted.
It is sick. It is twisted. It's weird. It's creepy. It's all of those things. But I'm just saying, I can understand when you get caught up in the moment and you do it and you don't mean to be all those things.
That's what every psychotic person says. I didn't mean to strangle her. I got caught up in the moment.
Nobody got strangled.
But I'm just saying that's the excuse. I got caught up in the
Still
moment.
creepy. It doesn't change it.
And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I agree with you. But I'm explaining to you the psychosis of the
Yeah.
individual in the moment.
Yeah. On another one here, what did you find out while snooping? Somebody said I was actually cleaning a billionaire's yacht. It was part of my job, and I was going through their drawers. I found whips, gags, and 50 Shades of Grey to the max.
Whoa.
The guy's now passed, but he lived a great life, and no one would have ever known he was so polite.
He went out smiling.
Yeah, probably. So there you go. All right, some fascinating stuff.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
We're talking about the problems of airdropped D pics that you get, whether you're at Disney or you're on a flight or something like that.
The D don't stand for Disney.
No, it does not. Stands for something a lot of people don't want on their phones.
It's happening a lot, and I mean, look, I'm no spring chicken. So if they're hitting up me, you know they're hitting up the hot young girls. And
Right.
they just look around and they try to see, okay, who's on their phone? Let me just send it to anybody who has their airdrop on, and then let me just watch their face so I can get a reaction.
Well, there is a bill in California that is now going to the governor that addresses what they call cyber flashing, where victims receive the unwelcome surprise D-pics or a pic of whatever it might be that's improper. Now, in this bill, it would allow recipients to recover at least $1,500 and as much as $30,000 from senders of obscene material who are older than the age of 18.
Wow.
Plus, you can go for punitive damages where you can really rack up the money and get your attorney's fees paid for.
Wow.
How about that, huh?
That's awesome if it works. Like, I don't know how you figure all that stuff out, though.
Well, I would assume if you get it, there's pretty much a digital fingerprint that is left with about anything that goes out.
Like your IP address or whatever.
Yeah, so a techie can let us know how you would if you got one of these. Let's say you wanted to follow through with this, and this were the real punishment. But imagine if $30,000 could be what you'd have to pay if you sent out an unsolicited D-pic to somebody.
Not so funny anymore.
Well, and the problem, too, you look at the flip side of this, it could be, let's say, I have some money, Virginia, and you're a nasty gold-digging girl.
Uh-huh. All right, I'm following you.
So where's this fake?
The fake part is he has no money.
Yeah, the fake part is I have money. Yeah. That's where the illusion falls apart. So let's say I got the money. You're the young gold digger girl. What do you say to me? Hey, would you send me a D-pic? I'm like, okay, you're asking? Yeah, boing. Get it, send it. And you say, oh, how dare you? And then you take me to court and you get $30,000 from me, and then you go after punitive damages because you're under intentional affliction of emotional distress and you need $10 million.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. This could theoretically go, I would think, right?
Huge. It could be fraud. I mean, it's a he said, she said.
Yeah, so that's the interesting thing about this as I read through this bill. Where's it going to go? What actually could happen? I think it's completely wrong, and I like that they're at least trying to figure out a way to have it. Because, look, if you know that unsolicited D-pic could cost you $30,000, you might think twice before sending it.
Yeah.
And imagine if you did that all through Disney and 10 people reported you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's the reality of what this could be. If it catches on, starting in California, would it ever see its way to Florida? I don't know. But they say 33% of women under the age of 35 have been sexually harassed online 3 times more often than men. So that's where the numbers stand.
Yeah, I have above average amount of D-pics I've been sent.
You think so? You think you're above average?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm okay with any kind of boob pictures.
Most of them aren't even that good looking. Like
the D or the man?
There ain't a lot of Tommy Lees out there.
The D's not or the man's not?
Well, they don't show you their face.
Some guys do.
Which is creepy.
I know it is.
How are you taking that photo, too? Where you get both in them?
You can do the mirror thing where you can see,
okay.
Planking.
Playing baseball with it.
Well, this is an interesting smuggling deal. 30-year-old Julio Rodriguez of Oxnard, California, has pled guilty to smuggling hundreds of reptiles into the U.S., including 60 reptiles that were in his clothes all at the same time.
What?
60 at one time.
He got on a flight like that?
You don't think people were going to notice that dog? I mean, he had him in his jacket, his pants pockets, and in his groin area.
I mean, this guy is an overachiever. We have to give him credit on that level.
Oh, most people in the Whacked Out News, it's never about laziness. It's never about them not being go-getters.
They're working.
Yeah.
Were those animals that when you release them here, they're not supposed to be here and they destroy the environment?
Yeah, probably. He had a Yucatan box turtle. He had a Mexican beaded lizard.
Wow, these are not small.
Yeah. What? How's he doing this? And I guess he would use social media to coordinate the illegal sale of said reptiles. Yeah. Craziness. Well, we've got our own crazy reptiles already here. A 7-foot alligator showed up at the student drop-off line at the Lexington Middle School in Fort Myers. They're like, probably a gator around kids is a bad idea.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Oh, that gator was, oh my gosh.
You wanted an education. Yeah.
No, that gator thought he was going to the Golden Corral.
He would love to eat a pre-K kid.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So young, so
that's the Golden Corral for the gator.
Totally.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. Sadly, he was relocated to another safe area away from schools.
Now, if you see that gator or going around college campus, you're right. It just wants to be educational and get a higher learning.
Think so? He's not there for Bama Rush.
He's definitely going to UF.
you have to go to. Imagine if he went to FSU.
Never.
Never. Do you see the video of the fox that was rabid that attacked that woman in her own yard in Ithaca, New York?
Panda knows that woman's cousin.
No way.
So Panda got this video yesterday before it went viral, and he showed it to me last night. He had it on his phone, and this fox is so aggressively psychopathic. I can't believe. Talk about doing the work. That fox was not giving up on attacking that lady.
I'd have been more impressive if Panda knew the fox. That would have been a cooler story.
Ding, 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 ding.
The fox approached the woman from behind while she was talking on the phone.
Ninja style.
Yeah, and it bit her on the leg.
And then kept coming.
And then she kicked the fox off. She was shaking it, and then the fox was like, He came back. And you can see in the video, she's kicking her leg, thigh high in the air, and the fox is still attached to her leg.
And every time the fox goes down, he jumps right back on her. And this fight with the fox went on forever. Her husband certainly took his sweet time coming out there with a bat.
Foxes
That wasn't even her husband. I think it was her neighbor.
Oh, neighbor.
Yeah, her husband was, who knows what he was doing.
Her husband was at the bar.
The foxes are cute.
This one had rabies.
Yeah.
Rabies makes them just a different beast.
Oh, you can still be cute and be vicious.
Yeah.
I know.
You called yourself cute.
Yeah, I know. The fox also lashed onto her hand, so crazy stuff.
This fight, you need to watch this fox fight because I could not believe this fox was just. Having rabies makes you a psycho.
I know that if you don't see it coming, it's going to be tough. But if you knew if the fox is running after you and it had rabies, just a regular fox, do you think you could take that thing down? Or are you done?
Yeah, I'm going to kick that crap out of that thing.
You got to drop back and go.
This woman was older.
And didn't see it coming, right?
Didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
He got her ninja style.
I kicked that thing through the uprights.
I think you have to.
Yeah. The fox allegedly tried to attack somebody else nearby and was reportedly killed during that altercation.
Yeah,
So
you tried to bite the wrong person.
Yeah.
If I kick you, I'm a kick to kill.
Yeah, you got to. A man in Detroit bought Swisher Sweets at a gas station on Tuesday, but he didn't like the smell of them, so he set the place on fire. What?
It's aggressive.
I mean, really? They smell terrible. A 36-year-old man in Spain stole a Mazda late Tuesday night and drove it down the stairs of a bus station where it got stuck. Amazing video that was on the news today of it. It's just down there in the train station. Like you'd see a subway station going all the way down the stairs. It's between the rails.
Was he trying to make a TikTok?
I don't think so. He was on cocaine.
So yeah, he's probably doing a cocaine TikTok video. Guys,
Yeah.
cocaine's very healthy.
Coke talk?
Yeah, someone's gonna do some stupid, and they'll keep that on TikTok. But if we do a somersault, we get shadow banned.
Yeah.
We did. We got kicked off for Jason doing a headstand and then falling
Weak ass headstand
on his own.
Crazy.
Stupid TikTok.
We don't get it. What the heck is going on, man? What the heck is going on? There are a couple of things going on here in the TikTok world. There is a TikTok influencing couple that have just set the new Guinness World Record for the most fast food restaurants visited in 24 hours.
I saw that, and I go, Bird, you need to break that thing, but you need a partner. You need someone that's really in it that wants to do it.
Oh, they are doing the work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they went out. They went to 69 places and donated many of the meals. The previous record was 50.
How many places, Kev?
69.
I want to hear Kevin say it.
69.
There it is. There it is.
Mm-hmm. And you see our boy Joey Chestnut broke a new world record. He ate 32 servings of popcorn. Each serving was 24 ounces each in 8 minutes.
Do I dare go back to the popcorn like I did back in the day?
This is a timed event. This is 8 minutes.
I think I could do it, Kev.
You're older. You're slower. I think we should do it.
But wiser. I got the smarts over here.
Did you say Budweiser?
I'm wiser.
Yeah.
I'm smart.
Mm-hmm. And there was another interesting video that went viral. Did you see that slide they had in Detroit?
Yes.
At Belle Isle Park, and they had to close it during the pandemic. And I guess when they reopened it, they had people in these burlap sacks, and it's one of those, it's got bumps, it's got, goes down. Then
Giant fun slide.
Yes.
Oh, I love those.
It was so fast. People were launching like 10 feet in the air between each bump, and it was roughing people up.
The calibration, the gravity, something's off because you're not supposed to get that banged up. People were like breaking backs.
Well, because when they open it up, they're like, well, we got to make sure this thing shines and looks pretty, so they put a fresh coat of wax on it. It's kind of like, Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
They had one of these back in the day here in West Palm Beach off Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. No, I'm sorry, off Okeechobee Boulevard. My dad would take me and my brother and sisters there, and it was the 80s, and it wasn't very safe, and it would go so fast.
This thing looks like an 80s bad decision.
There were kids that would put their fingers in the middle of it and get their fingers kind of like broken on there.
Yeah. Yeah, so it is kind of funny because we were talking about this just yesterday, how much more reckless the 80s were, 80s and 90s. If you grew up in that era, we had these fun slides with freshly coats of wax. I don't think then, if there weren't a video, they wouldn't have done anything. They'd just still sending people down it.
Kids are breaking their fingers. Shut up, kid. Get back up there.
Yeah.
Quit your mission.
They were.
So what toy or playground equipment could have killed us as kids? They've cleaned up a lot of the playgrounds. Remember how dangerous our playgrounds were in elementary school in the 80s?
Yes.
Okay, so what would you put on this list? Let us know. 877-979-WRMF. Did you ever have a go-to low-effort meal that you would put together?
Totally.
Yeah, mine would be to take out a chicken breast, brown it in a skillet, then I'd take some frozen vegetables and a good bit of soy sauce, and bam, I was good to go. That was my go-to single guy. I'm going to impress you with a meal move.
I totally do that now because Panda got me this crock pot for Christmas. And all I do, like the night before, I'll throw like whatever raw chicken, whatever vegetables, frozen or not, put in a little bit of broth and then turn it on low and just let it simmer. You don't have to do anything. And when you come back to it like 8 hours later, it's like perfect and juicy and awesome.
That's why it was kind of interesting looking at this Reddit thread. What is your favorite low-effort meal?
The crock pot. I'm telling y'all, it's life-changing.
Do you have one, Jay-Bird, that you always whoop up?
I love taking macaroni and cheese. It's easy to make. I like to take them and put them in Hawaiian rolls. And then you can put them in the microwave with extra cheese on top of it, and then I'll dip it in a sauce.
I dare you to bring better bread than a Hawaiian roll.
Yeah, there's so much you can do with Hawaiian roll.
You can't find better.
And macaroni and cheese. I make macaroni and cheese sandwiches all the time.
Okay. Sounds pretty yummy.
So good.
Poster boy for health.
It's a little carby, but
I'm a carb on carb kind of guy. Always have been.
He doesn't metabolize carbs like we do, Kevin.
I know.
I don't.
I eat one piece of pizza and I feel bloated for 4 days. Some people are different.
Tell me, would you eat these low-effort meals? Throw canned chili in a pan on the stovetop for a few minutes, then throw it over a bowl of Fritos with grated cheese on top.
Is it meat or meatless?
Whatever kind of chili you want.
I don't eat any kind of meat out of a can. I don't care what is going on.
Okay, well, then yours is without meat. So what do you think? Canned chili in a pan, and then you throw some Fritos with grated cheese on top.
I think it's a little creative. I would totally eat that.
I'm not a huge chili guy, but I would get silly with some chili for that. I think you should keep it in the bag.
It's a lot like that. In fact, they serve that at ballparks all over South Florida. They have that. They love that chili in a bag, and that's all they'll do. They'll take a bag of Fritos and they just dump some chili stuff that they have in a crock pot right there, and the kids go nuts for it. It's like the most popular thing.
They call it sometimes taco in a bag.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, oh, I love taco.
Yeah, I think that's one of the tops. This person takes cheeseburger macaroni, like a box of Velveeta shells and cheese, plus a pound of ground beef. They sprinkle some Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning on top.
Ooh.
That's how that getting your fancy going?
I like
it. Me too.
Other than the Hidden Valley Ranch.
You don't think the dry seasoned package is good?
Well, if you want to crap your pants, yeah, go Hidden Valley.
I like the dry seasoning. The dry seasoning is better than buying the Hidden Valley Ranch because you can add your own level of sour cream or mayo or whatever you add to it.
She's right. No, I'm a bit of a little...
He's a snob about his dressings.
I'm a snob about my ranch dressings. Well, you're right. I'm a sauce snob, and I say it proud.
She's done the work.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have, damn
No,
it.
she definitely has. So what do you have? Any other really super quick recipes, something you can whip up in like 5 minutes? Your favorite low-effort meal, 877-979-WRMF. Talking about your best low-effort meal. How do you make it? One suggestion was to take a bag of Ore-Ida steam and mashed potatoes, pop it into the microwave for 10 minutes, then add milk and butter. Take a piece of salmon with some Trader Joe's soyaki sauce.
Oh, soyaki.
Soyaki.
That sounds good.
You got a nice little full meal right there in 10 minutes. Somebody else will take spaghetti, boil the noodles, drain it, sprinkle in sharp cheddar shreds over the hot noodles, stir it till it's melted, then you sprinkle in salt and pepper, and you're done. Boom, easy cheesy pasta.
Cheddar sketty. Don't ever underestimate the deliciousness of buttered white rice either.
White rice is great. You can put just rice and a ton of soy or teriyaki in there. That alone, then just smother the hell out of it with duck sauce. Make it a real soupy like. I love it.
Fun for everyone but the duck.
This is the man dip they serve on football game days.
I'd love a little man dip.
Sounds a little dirty.
Man dip.
I'd like to. I want to bite your man dip.
Hey, Panda, let's get the man dip.
It's a can of Hormel chili and a jar of Tostitos queso. You serve with scoop chips, and there you go. Bam, perfect for game day.
What do you have for lunch today, Bert? Some of Kevin Ralston's man dip.
Yeah.
So sticky.
I used to take just crackers, a little bit of marinara sauce, a little cheese on top of that. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
like little pizza crackers, yeah.
Pizza crackers.
I make cheeseburger pizza. I'm sorry, cheeseburger. I'm getting excited. Cheeseburger.
Try it again. Reboot.
Cheeseburger crackers, Kevin.
Yeah.
I just get so excited about
I
food.
know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not that good at talking.
Yeah, so some interesting things. You're not doing it right if you're not doing it with some ramen, somebody said. You just boil the water, throw in frozen vegetables, piece of chicken.
Ramen is so good and so easy, but another one, all that salt, man.
You could do mac and cheese
No.
ramen.
Not
Mac and
saying-
cheese ramen.
You know, honestly, it seems like the quicker it is, the worse it is for you. So I'm not
Totally.
saying you're throwing health out the window for the most part.
Yeah,
in a
this
lot
ain't
of
about
these.
health.
I know.
No.
Never has been, Virginia.
Yeah. Somebody takes ground beef with gravy packets over egg noodles.
Oh, that sounds great.
That sounds like a low budget stroganoff,
Yeah, I think that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
which
How
is a
about that?
fun word to say.
Stroganoff is good.
Stroganoff is a great word.
I'm a Stroganoff fan.
I know you are.
All right. Well, if you got any, we'll drop that on to our social media as well. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, this definitely got my attention because I eat them. Do you like oysters, Virginia?
I do. I just was in an oyster eating contest. I ate 46 raw oysters in 90 seconds. No big deal.
You were in a contest? Oyster? I haven't heard anything about it, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kind of the eating champ around these parts.
Don't know if you know this, but 6 people in the state of Florida have died this year eating raw oysters.
Yeah.
Kind of cheated death.
It's the silent killer, they're calling it.
Yeah. So if you like oysters like Virginia and I do, what do you need to know about eating raw oysters so you stay alive? I'll tell you next. Virginia just participated in an oyster eating contest where you ate how many and how long, Virginia?
46 raw oysters in 90 seconds.
46 in 90 seconds.
Decent.
And the winner guzzled down over 100, right?
He did. He put them in a bucket and drank them.
Wow.
Look, I have a big mouth, but I actually don't have a big mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like I have big hand energy, but I don't have big hands. I have hamburger hand energy, but I really got tiny hands.
I get it, bruh.
This is very damaging.
It's damaging. Bam, bam.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but already in the year 2022, 6 people have died eating oysters here in Florida.
I do know this because every time it happens, people send it to me. And right before the contest, a dude had just croaked 48 hours before the contest.
Yeah, that was the guy from the Rustic Inn in Fort Lauderdale.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's really kind of crazy just looking at the numbers and how many people get this. They say, the bacterium, the Vibrio vulnificus, about 80,000 people in the U.S. get it every year and about 100 people die from it.
I know Lucky Shuck, and I know what they do over there to their oysters, and I know the caution they take. Raw oysters, you have to be handling them right. You can't just be messing around. And I know Lucky Shuck did it the right way, and that's why I felt confident doing their contest. I don't know what the Rustic Inn is doing.
Well, they went
Lucky Shuck.
They did an inspection on the Rustic Inn, and they said the place was spotless. Wasn't anything that they did. That's what's kind of crazy about this is it's really you a lot of times don't know. It's the warm waters that are going on in the Gulf right now. And by the way, these oysters are coming from Louisiana, Virginia, so your people are killing us.
Raging Cajun.
Yeah.
They're gunning for us. That would have been truly ironic if one of them would have taken me out.
Well, they say it doesn't taste any different. You can't even taste it. You don't know that you got the bacterium.
You come back so much stronger if they take you out. You come back a stronger you can't. It's tough to kill a witch.
Can't kill this.
Yeah.
They say the summer months of May through October are when the bacterium flourishes, so it's riskiest to eat oysters this time of year. And they said there was this saying that was going around, like never eat oysters in the months without an R in them, which would be May, June, July, August. But they say, no, you need to look at September and October too, so that, saying doesn't really work. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they write it on there for a reason. Any place you go and you get raw shellfish, there's a warning that says eating raw shellfish could be bad for you. Just know what you're doing before you do it.
Eating this oyster may be gross. That's what they should put on the warnings.
I'll tell you, I haven't had raw oysters since the contest, and I have zero craving to do it again just because I was like, at the end of it, not feeling well.
Really?
You won't.
You know I'm a party dog.
Yeah.
I went home at 8 p.m.
Wow.
But you're not a big eater. You love food, but you don't eat big portions.
I don't. I am not a quantity. I'm a quality.
Yeah. They say that if you have eaten oysters and you start feeling ill, you need to drink lots of fluid. And if you get a fever that lasts 2 days, seek medical attention because you may need antibiotics.
Oh, wow.
And you got to take it quickly.
Someone told me that before. Even if you eat an oyster or not, if you have a temperature for 2 full days and it hasn't broke, you need to go to the hospital. Fact or fiction? Is that wrong?
I don't
Why
know.
am I asking Virginia?
I don't know. I wouldn't go to the hospital. I'd maybe just go to MD Now. Plug.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
They say if you're buying oysters or clams to cook at home, make sure all the shells are closed. I guess if it's starting to crack open a little bit, that might be a sign that you got a bad oyster.
Yes.
Do you like them fried?
Oh, I love them fried.
Would that turn you off right now if you had fried oysters?
No, it would actually make me really happy because if you fry them, I think you kill all the bacteria.
Okay.
Do you want me to bring in some fried oysters in on Friday?
They got to be fresh.
No, they'll definitely not be fresh. I'll get them from the ale house the night before and bring them in.
Yeah.
No, we would have to fry them in here for me to get down.
Okay, 'cause I was trying to butter you up with a little GCP on Friday.
I'll do it for you.
Ain't nothing but a grilled cheese party.
We haven't had a grilled cheese party in a minute, right?
Oh, yeah.
I make the same ingredients that Virginia does at home, but it's just not as good when I make them.
She has a special touch.
It always tastes better when somebody else makes your grilled cheese. I like it when somebody else makes me one more than my own.
Oyster grilled cheese, gross or awesome?
Kind of gross.
That sounds
that's gnarly.
There's a rule. I don't follow it all the time, but there's a rule that you don't really put a lot of cheese on oysters, especially not on American cheese.
Yeah, no, it sounds very snobby. Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah.
Parmesan would work.
Kevin, you know the cheese on oysters or anything aquatic. What is this, McDonald's?
What? Well, yesterday I was telling you about the Mexican queen having her own issues where a guy tried to get her to pull over on I-95 in Lantana saying that her taillights were out or something like that. And she was like, wait, and she wouldn't do it. She then tried to pull back, look at his license plate. Phew, dude took off.
She was smart not to pull
Yeah.
over. That's a cautionary tale for everybody. Don't pull over like that. That's
Yeah.
not safe. This person probably wants to hurt you or carjack you or both.
Yeah. And then yesterday you're saying your mother-in-law had a hit-and-run driver. Did some good damage to the front end of her car.
Look at this.
Joanne?
Joanne.
How dare they?
My sweet mother-in-law who she's retired. She doesn't have some big nest egg that she's
Yeah.
just able to fix her car. They did thousands of dollars worth of damage to her car at the Publix up in, I think it was the Hope Sound area. Yesterday around 3 o'clock, this big truck was trying to park and then backed into a spot and then backed right into her car, ripped the whole front quarter panel off. I just showed you the picture.
I did.
And then just took off. It's that Publix, in Stewart on US 1, a big dark colored truck that was lifted up between 3 o'clock and 3:30.
Well, if Joanne needs a vehicle, she can borrow my Jeep for weeks on end.
Isn't your dad driving your Jeep?
Well, he leaves on Friday, so yeah, she can take it.
And Rocco's not using his bike.
Does Publix have cameras
Yes.
in the parking lot?
Yes.
Of all of their
Well,
stores?
I mean, I'm not, Peter Publix over here. I don't know every parking lot, but typically.
I am driving up to the Publix in Stewart today on US 1 because I want to see if they have camera footage. I am going to go to this guy's house if I can figure out who owns this dark truck.
Film it.
Dark color lifted truck.
Okay.
Yeah, no, definitely film it. Make sure you get a belly full of wine before you go over there.
You get out
his
her
door.
confrontational ball bat she always uses when. Yeah.
I feel bad for the people at Publix. Like, lady, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
Virginia's
coming.
Look out.
Brace yourself.
Podcast on the way. Going to be on YouTube and also on Twitch here in about 10 minutes. Jay-Bird wrapping us up with his thought. What you got, Bird?
I got some anger in me right now, Kev. So I'm trying to do an anger quote because I'm really angry. I've been working on a TikTok video for about 2 hours today. And it messed up, and I had to start all over. So the anger's real, and it's raw.
Dude, I feel your pain. Old people that are trying to learn to edit on TikTok, it's hard.
No, stop saying that. I know how to edit. I'm a good editor. All right.
Okay, we kind of got to wrap it up.
Sorry.
Right, yeah.
All right. If you are patient in a moment of anger, you'll escape 100 days of sorrow.
Yeah, you're really patient there.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WMF.